All right. I think we're live, guys.
Boys.
Let me make sure we are indeed live. What's going on? What's going on, YouTube? How we doing? I'm gonna pull up the chat on my phone here. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Welcome to the next level, everybody. We're here. We're live. We were gonna try to go live on Facebook, but we're here on YouTube. And let me get my chat on my phone pulled up in front of me here so I can at least follow the chat. And there we go. Got the chat pulled up. All right. So this is episode 87. You guys are gonna get a an early look or early listen rather to this episode. This won't actually officially come out and hit the podcast airwaves until next week because we haven't put out our 86th episode yet. So this is like an early access, we'll call it. Tonight, I'm joined by three people here on the next level. We're gonna be talking about something that I'm sure we're all experts in, and I definitely know one of us is an expert in. But before we get into that, I want to introduce everybody. So the person you can't see that is here, she is to my right, but she's over here. She just doesn't want to be on camera right now. Oh, she's peeking. There she is. Is my lovely wife Raven. How you doing, Raven?
Hello.
And joining me is the Larry and Curly to my Mo. I've got Bryce Big BS Schumacher in the house.
What's happening? No maniacs.
Oh man, what's good? What's good, man? You guys got to catch this stream, by the way. He's it's so funny when you rage. Like you,
Much funnier when you rage than when Brian rages.
yeah, because when I rage, it's like you don't want to be around me when
Yeah,
I get mad.
Brian's a
I'm like,
he's like evil.
you don't want to be around me when I'm
Oh yeah. I mean, trust me, there's moments like that with me too. They're just not on camera.
no, I can't
I
remember.
don't I,
Right.
So you're gonna make like a Patreon of all the real actual like intensive moments. Are you just gonna do that the whole stream? Just
dude.
creep in like um
Maybe I'll be a creeper.
yeah, Bryce is gonna have like an OnlyFans, but it's just him raging
Just punching
without his
shit.
shirt
Yeah.
on. Without his shirt on.
Yep. Right. Greased up.
uh right, right. And I like those shades by the way. I think we shop at the same store. But
Retro.
and then down here, this knucklehead down here,
Yep.
he he's friends with Phil Brooks and
I fucking hate that guy. What could you say?
Talk about raging on
he owns
Oh,
several
Josh rage live.
he's gonna get his first CM Punk action figure on that wall back there behind him at one point. It's like hell no. This is my man right here, my main man, my tag team partner for podcasting tag team partner down here, Josh Thundershaver. What's going on, Josh?
what's going on?
What's going on, man?
Merch.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're all rocking the merch in some way, shape, or form.
Indeed.
Absolutely. That's right. Got to represent the brand.
I'm not. That's why
She
I'm
is.
not on
She isn't.
camera. No.
That's why she's on camera. Yeah, like
How dare you,
you're
peasant
not repping the
clothes.
brand. You're not gonna get to be on
You got
camera.
the
No,
domain socks on.
you got the domain socks, dude. We need some socks.
We need everything.
We need some like domain stockings for Christmas and fucking like
Dude, I want a
domain
sweatshirt.
Santa hat would be pretty sick.
I want a
I would-
sweatshirt.
I'd buy some domain underwear.
Domain underwear. Maybe you're wearing them right now. We just don't know it. But tonight on this episode, I can actually, man, we can actually speak like in the present. It feels weird because we're always like, oh, well, we can't say today because it's not today. But tonight, this is our 87th episode, which is very special to me because I've been podcasting for over 10 years. Jesus. And this is now the longest produced podcast I've done ever. It officially, as of now, um, is that with this episode. Granted, technically not because that other episode isn't out yet, but whatever, who cares? It's there. So I want to thank everybody for listening, but also most importantly, and well, not most importantly, but just as important, are all the people that do the show with me. The guys here, everybody else that contributes, Luke, Daniel, Andrew, my podcast partner, Crime Victor, who's not here. But him and I did that show for a very long time. and I love podcasting. It's in my veins. It's definitely like my go-to. And that's something we'll talk about one episode, is just like what kind of podcasts we like and stuff like that. Maybe maybe talk to you guys about how have you enjoyed podcasting, because you have been doing it now for a little bit. But yeah, it's been a pleasure of mine to continue this medium for 10 years now, which has been a bridge to just many other things. I mean, the whole career that I have is would not be without podcasting. It was the first thing I really got into, was doing this, which led to doing streaming, which led to reviewing video games, which led to what we have here with the Domain Gaming Pop Culture Entertainment. So and thanks everybody for helping make this happen. That's here with me, Josh, Bryce, Raven, and everybody else. Thank you guys. We appreciate you. I appreciate you very much. So tonight we're going to talk about something that I know some of us are an expert in. One of us, you might be able to tell right now, is an expert in, because he has a lot of them behind him. He's like, oh, this stuff.
These things.
these these pieces of plastic. What are you talking about? We're going to talk about toys, maybe a little bit of action figures. We're going to talk about board games, and who knows what else we're going to talk about. We could talk about a whole lot of other things, but I kind of want to ask you guys, if you were on a desert island. Yes, I'm doing the desert island thing. It is easy to do. And you could only take one board game with you to play, if you were with somebody else, of course. So you're stranded on an island with somebody else, and there's only one board game you could take with you. What would it be, and why? Or tabletop game. I won't say just board game, because
Yeah,
Magic the Gathering. There's
cards.
Uno.
Yeah, that's a
So-
good question.
Well, and that's actually like Bryce actually said my answer. So it would just be a deck of cards. Like if I had to choose from anything,
Oh, okay.
it wouldn't be like a card game. It would just be a deck of cards, because there are so many different games and different ways you can, get creative with,
Hmm.
Yeah,
card game.
and you can even
Okay.
play by yourself, solitaire.
Solitaire.
Yep.
So
Many
just a deck of
forms
cards.
solitaire.
And
Yep.
then you
That's
could
a great
do-
idea.
Yeah.
If I had to choose, it would be a deck of
and
cards.
then if you get rescued by a boat, you could like be the greatest magician ever if you had a deck of cards. You
I
could
can
like
even spell
learn
out
how to do
help
tricks.
with the
I mean,
cards.
Yeah, I mean, poker
That
is
is very
one of
true. That's very
Texas
clever.
Texas Hold'em
multi-use.
poker is one of my favorite games, and although it's not as good one-on-one, I mean,
Two
it's better with
people
more
though.
people,
That's not. Yeah.
but
I used
Two
to
people.
play cards a lot with my mom and dad when I was a kid. I was homesick a lot, and we didn't have a whole lot of board games or anything like that. So like we played cards. I mean, like we played
Yeah.
Crazy Eights and Go Fish and War and
Yeah.
Double Solitaire and Rummy, and so I learned all that stuff at a very young age,
Okay.
like before I even went to school.
I would say for me, I would probably pick Yahtzee. I love Yahtzee.
Really?
Yahtzee's fun. But
I-
Yeah.
Yahtzee, all of the things you get in Yahtzee are poker hands,
Or poker hands.
or
yeah.
something of the
I've
like.
never learned really how to play poker.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Oh,
got the
really?
full house, the
Oh,
straight.
I'll have
the-
to teach you how to play. It's a lot of fun.
There is no small
you know how to
straight
play-
poker though.
I'll say, if you know how to play Yahtzee, you kind of know how to play a little bit of poker.
Interesting. I had
Poker
not-
takes a lot
The
more than just
ranking,
knowing
the ranking of the
hands.
hands, and the ranking
The
of
ranking, the
yeah.
suits, and everything. They're all
the odds
all-
are yeah,
But I
And
would
what
say
hands
Yahtzee
are-
because
it's fun,
I don't know. I just like
and it's
Mhm.
got some nice like fun sound, like you're shaking it. You're like,
yeah. I feel like it's
Oh, yeah.
more interactive and it kind of reminds you more of home.
you
you
could
know, in a
almost like if
way.
you were on an island,
Yeah.
you could probably make some music with your Yahtzee. Be like
Yeah, you could
a
just
little
like
maraca or something.
Yep,
Like
yep.
you could like crack open a coconut and like use it to roll the die. I mean, you could get inventive with it. It'd be kind of fun. You can make like coconut Yahtzee.
yeah.
And then like when you get
Yeah.
when you get rescued, then you would be like, "Hey, I've invented coconut Yahtzee," and bring it back, and maybe you get rich. I don't know.
Something
Yeah.
that they would
Um,
sell, yeah. Or sue
what
you
ab-
for.
what- Josh, what about you? What would like if
Right?
Josh, if you were stranded on an island with somebody, or maybe you don't want to be with somebody, there's a game in particular you could play by yourself. What would it be? What would you take with you? What would be your go-to?
See, because I'm not really like a board game type person.
Tabletop game. It
Um,
could be anything. It could be
yeah,
like Magic, it
and
could be
like,
Pokemon,
well, it's one
anything.
of those things like, I would say Dungeons
Pokemon
and
Go,
Dragons, but like, eventually you're gonna run out of paper. It's not gonna be fun one person,
Dungeons and Dragons.
right?
You're writing it
But
all in the sand.
right, just writing out stats in the sand. Yeah. There's a card game. It's kind of like a parody spinoff called Munchkin.
Oh,
Uh,
I've played.
yeah.
I
Jackson.
played the hell out of
Yeah.
that.
Great game.
Yeah, I
That's a
could
great
game.
probably play Munchkin for a couple of years before I, just drown
Okay.
myself in the water.
Okay. So
I'm gonna absolutely
let's
crazy.
let's keep this conversation going. So what is the first game you remember playing with somebody as a kid? First board game that
I
comes
go
like
Cheerio.
Hi Ho Cherry-O. I think that's mine too, actually. I think it was either for me, it was either Hi Ho Cherry-O or Trouble. You know, the little you pop the little bubble. I
Mhm.
love that shit.
Problematic trouble.
So I
mean,
had-
Yeah.
it'd probably be
I had-
Candyland or
Yep.
Shoots and
That's-
Ladders, I guess.
Candyland.
those
yeah.
are the exact two I was
Shoots
going
and
to
Ladders.
say. Yes, those are the exact two. I
Yeah.
literally played those
Playing
games.
hopscotch back in my day.
I played those games until the boards like broke. We had to tape
Yeah.
the boards. Yeah.
You know, I never played Shoots and Ladders as a kid.
You're missing out.
And I never played Candyland as a kid either.
Whoa! What the
Actually,
fuck, Brian?
here's a good question. Here's a good question for everybody. What is a popular board game? Raven might know my answer. What's a popular board game that you've never played? Popular, like
I have
it could be
no
like
idea what you're
Monopoly, it could
talking
be
about.
it could be Connect Four, you know what I'm gonna say?
No.
It could be like I don't know, something like that. What's a very popular board game? It could be a classic one too that like you've never played. And if you would like, I can start.
Go
yeah,
ahead.
because I can't think of anything.
So, most popular board game I've never played is Clue. I've never played the game Clue. Not
Oh,
one
it's
time.
beautiful.
Not one
Especially if you
time.
play Simpsons Clue.
Honestly.
Come on, man.
Maggie
Simpsons
did
Clue
it
is where
every
it's out.
time.
Somebody said Chinese checkers.
Homer with the
You ever played
poison
Chinese
donut.
checkers? Somebody in the chat said Chinese checkers.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
played that.
I
That's what
played
I'm
the
saying.
shit out of Chinese.
I've played a
Oh my,
lot
I
of
played the
things.
shit out of Chinese checkers
I
with my
forgot
grandma.
about Chinese
I was a
checkers.
big board game player. I used to have like game night every week, with my friends
When you were
back in the
younger?
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck
And
yeah.
and when I was going to Gen Con often, I would always pick up a new game or two when I was there.
Yeah.
And so there's a whole like 7 or 8
Okay.
years where I was hardcore board gaming, tabletop gaming.
That's awesome.
But you can't think of a single like I've never actually played that game.
Like
before.
a popular one. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, like anything major, like Clue. Like I've never played
yeah.
Clue.
I mean, I've played Clue. I've played all the big ones.
Oh,
Monopoly,
the other one I
Connect
had never. The
Four.
other one I had never played. I have still never played Pop Goes Perfection. I have still never. Yeah, I wanted that when I was a kid so bad.
So a couple of those I've only played, I've only played a few times, but yeah.
Yeah, never played.
You had never played Battleship either until last year.
That's not true.
I
You
played
keep
a lot
saying
of Battleship.
you keep telling everybody that, and that's not true. I have played Battleship
Spread
before. I
Battleship
never played.
lies.
I just had never owned my own Battleship.
Couldn't tell. No.
Fuck you, man. Shut up.
Okay, I got one.
What I want the talking electronic Battleship. That's cool as fuck. But there's also remember we went to Ollie's and they had space like Battleship, and it's like in outer space you're attacking like space stations.
Yeah.
And shit.
Is it in that Star Wars?
No, it's not. It's not a Star Wars one, but it's literally like outer space realm. It's not Star Wars. You know, shit can happen in space and it's not Star Trek or Star Wars. I know it's probably
Tell that to George Lucas's lawyers.
Battlestar Galactica, duh.
yeah, right. I mean,
I don't
Firefly-
acknowledge that.
So
Firefly.
I know Josh has got. I know Josh
mean,
has got one. I've got one after him too. I
Josh, go
finally
for it.
found one.
So
Go for
I've
it,
never actually played Mousetrap.
Oh, it's great.
All right.
We've always
I
just
don't
taken
know.
the pieces out of the box and like put the
Yeah.
shit together, but never actually played the game.
The setup
because-
is so hard.
I was gonna
but
say,
it's
yeah,
so
that's
much fun
because you don't
afterwards.
play Mousetrap. You just like, I think the setup
Try
takes
to put it
longer than the
together.
actual game. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I've never played that either.
Mousetrap is like the IKEA of fucking board games.
We were
Like-
supposed to
It's-
build it
I'm
as you
not
go.
kidding.
It's like the thing where like, what is that, Pee-wee or Honey I Shrunk the Kids, where like you hit one thing and then all these chain reactions happen and
Uh-huh.
it makes breakfast. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
Mousetrap. You like
Yep.
hit the
Rube
ball and then
Goldberg
bing bong.
machine.
Right.
The
Yeah.
Rube Goldberg machine. Yep. All right,
Okay, so
what you got, Bryce?
when I mentioned, Simpsons Clue, it made me think of all the different types of Monopoly that are out. So I played the hell out of Monopoly, but I've never played a variant of Monopoly, like the Nintendo version or the Star Wars version or the
I'll be back.
whatever, they've got
Oh
tons of them.
gosh.
Everybody's made their own Monopoly by now. And I
Mhm.
played so much Monopoly when I was a kid and became so good at it that no one wanted to play with me. And so I never played Monopoly again. And
We're gonna
and
play
that
the
was
fun
before they
ones.
even started making the variant models.
Oh yeah, because I remember we had like
Okay, so
Indianapolisopoly specifically.
Right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they have a Louisville.
Broderville Avenue or
So-
something on there. Like,
Yeah.
we kind of have we have inadvertently begun like a Monopoly collection. So Bryce, if you ever come back, whenever you come back down here again, we gotta play this someday. This is a lot of fun. We got Monopoly Pizza, and it's in the shape of a pizza box. Look at this.
nice.
Isn't that
I
cool?
love
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah. See, and look,
Oh,
it
yeah.
even
Wow.
has a look. It's got a pizza cover. Look
Was
at
it
that.
like Pepperoni Place instead of Park Place or some shit?
So we got this at
Oh,
Five
it's
Below.
actually an M too. I
Salami
didn't
Street.
realize that.
Yeah, so we got this at Five Below
Oh, ages ago.
when they actually
Yeah.
still were selling full size board games.
Was it Deep Dish
Yeah, we
Drive?
got
Yeah.
we got cats and dogs too.
We have cats and dogs, which is in the shape of like a doghouse.
Right.
And
No,
then we
they've become
have
more of a collector thing after they
Oh,
started
yeah.
coming
Oh.
out with so
Oh,
many
there's the
models of
board.
it. It's
There's
like
the
everybody's
board.
played Monopoly, and it's like it just becomes a collector piece. It's like, okay, I've got the Star Wars Monopoly.
I want the
Yeah.
I've got the Zelda one. I've got
I want the
it-
Britney Spears one.
Yeah,
right?
we've got
It's a,
I do, yeah.
we have the Super Mario Brothers one with the question
And I want
block,
the
and you
Barbie.
hit it, and it makes the coin sound and stuff. And if you
Nice.
hit it, like depending on what sound it makes,
I
it
forgot about that.
yeah, that's a lot of fun too.
It is.
What's funny is you guys go through our back catalog of unboxings and reviews on here, which we now have playlists here on YouTube of. You can see Raven and I play the Super Mario Bros. One on here.
Yep, I forgot.
We did a whole review, and then we did the Mandalorian one, which was like Baby Yoda, which was Grogu.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't like that one because you know how, like Monopoly, the pieces are usually like metal. The
Yeah,
pieces
yeah.
in that Monopoly are
Oh,
all
yeah,
cardboard. They're just cardboard cutouts you
Uh.
put on a thing, and it's like this isn't Monopoly. What the fuck is this?
Rip.
And then I found out there's like a
Rip-off.
And then I found out there was a premium edition of like the Mandalorian game, which is actually the real one. Which I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
the other one is also Monopoly, but this is like a weird. It's almost like a card game, but with Monopoly elements. It has a board and pieces and stuff. We need to get that. Yeah, Monopoly. Let's talk about Monopoly. Monopoly is one of those games where it's like two people always have the intention of finishing a game. Has anybody actually ever
Right.
completely finished a game with more than two people?
A couple times in my entire life, a couple
A
times.
few times, but yeah, most of the time I get everybody to bow out because I've
Do you?
already like taken over
I'm
Yeah.
still playing a game of Monopoly with somebody. It's been like 3 years ago, but
through email.
through email, yeah. Yeah, Monopoly is one of those games that like the idea of the game, it's like the idea of wanting to play a game of Monopoly sometimes sounds fun, but then when you're like, oh yeah, that's right.
Right.
Whose rules are we using? And like, what are the
Yeah.
rules?
It's like, yeah, at the base, it's very
You
easy
know,
to
it's-
understand. It's like you roll dice, you move, you
the
read a
basics
card,
of it are
Mhm.
you
great.
buy property. But then
But
it's
then,
like,
like-
oh, then there's taxes, and then
Well, and then you got,
can
like,
work
your
out deals
friend-
with people. Like, hey,
Yeah. And then your friend's like, oh no, I landed on free parking. So the rule at my house is I get everybody's money or some shit like that you didn't know about until
Yeah.
they land on it.
oh yeah,
Like
There was
the secret rule that you don't find out
Yeah,
until
Oh,
it
yeah.
happens.
Change.
You
Yes.
know?
well, it's like all the taxes and all the payments that you have to like pay through fines and stuff.
Yeah.
They would all go into the center, and then if you landed on free
Community
parking,
chest.
you would get everything that's in the center. And
Yeah,
even sometimes
That's
they would
that's the
start with
common
like
rule.
like
Yeah.
a $100 bill in the center just to
Yeah,
start.
we
the
always
game.
put $100 in the
Yeah.
pot, and then if you land on it, you get the money. But
Yeah, I think I've actually only ever completed a game of Monopoly once, and that was when I was 18. I remember this specifically. Yeah, I was 18 and I was staying over at one of my friends' houses, and like we wound up staying up until
Uh-huh.
like 3:30 in the morning playing this damn game. It was just the two of us.
yeah, that's how it was too. Like there were times when we would go to like a Denny's or something and bring Monopoly with like 5 or 6 people
Oh my God.
and just fucking stay all night. And that's
Yeah,
actually
just
where I
drinking
used to
coffee
play,
and smoking
and that's
cigarettes.
and that's where I used to play D&D.
I was just
D&D
gonna
is one of
say,
the
that's like a
Denny's is one
D&D
of the
thing.
best places to play D&D. I'm not kidding, dude.
This is
Like
the first
bring
time I've heard that.
keep the coffee coming.
That's
We
that D and
also
D, Denny's
we also
Dungeons and
used
Dragons.
Yeah.
yeah, we D&D, there you go. Another fond memory is playing there's a variant of D&D, a D20 system game called I don't think it's around anymore, called Living Force. It's a Star Wars D20 game. So it's like Dungeons and Dragons of Star Wars basically. And we used to play it at Fazoli's. And this is back in the day when Fazoli's would just keep bringing you fucking breadsticks all the time.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
could literally just fucking sit there, as long as you buy a drink,
yeah.
we
Free
just fucking
refills.
post up and just fucking play D&D. And it would be great too because like not everybody, because like when you play D&D, not everybody gets into character. I was that person that got into character. Like I would
Oh
be
yeah,
fucking talking in accents and shit, and people would be like, "What the fuck are they doing?" I'm like, "Having fun. That's what we're doing." Like,
What we're doing.
right.
you know.
Sorry, you're at work.
But yeah, right, right. But like, yeah, fucking. We used to play fucking D&D at Cities, dude. Like, we would get
Nice.
there at like midnight, and not leave till like 6 a.m. Play a full fucking like campaign the whole damn night. Yeah, yeah.
That's
That's
great.
funny.
That's
I am.
fantastic. So,
Yeah, isn't that great? Fuck yeah.
well, something that you said a little bit ago made me think of this, and I know that you said that we specifically didn't want to talk about video games in this episode, but have you ever
Take a dab.
played the video game versions of like Monopoly or Life or
Yes.
something? And then
Yeah.
it's
I
like,
played Monopoly.
what
Yeah.
is that fucking? Yeah, it's like, wait,
Played the mobile.
what do you mean?
version.
What do you mean I have to go to jail? What the fuck is that? Or like, it's like, oh,
Oh,
hey,
you
I landed on like you
Oh,
said
you
specifically,
mean
I landed on free parking.
you're
Where's my
you're
fucking
playing
money?
you're
You
playing the
know?
Parker Brother rules and not
Yeah.
your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's like, oh, you find out like if you've ever played like the video game version of Uno, everyone's lied to
Uh-huh.
you. Your entire
Well,
life, everyone's lied to you.
Oh, I haven't
Oh
done
yeah.
that.
well, it's
Oh,
like
I
when
love it.
there's a Monopoly that's like recent that came out like on Xbox, or it's on like modern consoles now.
Mm.
And I played it, and I didn't realize that there was a rule because when one of the players got eliminated, we had to take turns drawing a random property from the person that got eliminated. I'm like, I've never fucking done this before in a real
Oh
game.
yeah, yeah.
Never done that before.
All the
Like we
foreclosures or
just
whatever.
Yeah, like I guess you're supposed to in the actual rules, like you're supposed to randomly draw the
I don't
property.
know. Yeah, is that a thing? I thought you just like
Like-
put it back and had to pay the
Thought you
foreclosure
did
or whatever,
too.
the
You're
bankruptcy or
bankrupt.
whatever,
Yeah, you're bankrupt at
or
that
the
point.
whatever the
lose the
mortgage was
property.
on it.
Um,
Just coming up with
yeah.
new shit.
yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think of anything recent we've played. So a really good some of my favorite games that we recently pick up. We pick up we pick up board games and card games from time to time. The ones that I'm really starting to dig that we've been getting into
Mhm.
are the ones where you have to use an app on your phone to play them.
Ooh.
So we play a game called Hitster,
I love this
which
game.
is a ton of fun if you're into music, if you're really, really into music.
Yeah, yeah.
So how it works is you basically everybody draws like two random cards, and that basically sets your timeline, right? And you have to get 10 cards in a timeline. So the next person to go, the first person to go draws a card, and on the card is a QR code. So one person scans it, and that's when you use the app. And then they have to listen. You only get like what, 5 seconds of the song. It's like playing Name That Tune.
I thought it was
Right.
10 seconds.
10
Name
seconds.
that too.
And then you
Or,
have to not only guess the song, but
Beat
then you have to
Shazam.
place it on the timeline where if it comes before or after a song that released on your timeline. Yeah, we
Ah.
should play that sometime you guys come down here.
Josh's face. It's great.
It's a lot of
so
fun.
much fun. And then you get bonus points if you can name both the title
And the song
artist.
and the artist.
Yeah.
And place it correctly on your
Right.
on your
Yeah.
Right.
It's so much fun.
And then you can challenge, like if you have you get little
Ooh,
for
yes.
points.
Yeah.
And so like I could say, well, here's where I think that card is, and I'll like move my timeline around, and then if they get it wrong, I get the points. I don't have to and if I correctly guess the name of the song, well, I actually don't get to guess the name of the song. You're the only one that gets to guess the name of the song. But if I can correctly put it in my timeline, I get that too. But that's a lot of fun. There's a lot of games like that. We have another game too. I forget what that is. It's like something with pop culture. Like when did this video game come out? And you have to put it in the timeline and figure out where.
Okay.
We have it. I forget
Yeah,
what
we've
it's
only
called.
played it once.
We've
though.
only played that one once.
It's fun. Hitster is probably my favorite.
That's a great game.
I
That's
I
so
absolutely
much.
love that
It
game.
was like $20 at Target.
Yeah.
Like super good game. Is there anything
Nice.
current that you guys are like really into? Like anything like that? Like do you guys any current like tabletop games you can think of
Well,
that you're really
I was gonna say it would be criminal if we didn't bring up Cards Against Humanity and what that's done to our entire generation.
That is a pretty
Uh,
impactful game.
pretty good?
Yeah, there's like
Yes.
everybody knows at least someone that has a full set. Like I've got the regular core set, uh, but Rachel's brother has almost every expansion. I know it got to a point where he was like, "I'm gonna have to cut back on these," and didn't get all of them, but he's got the biggest, blackest box, and he's
Yeah,
got
of
that thing
course.
stuffed
Yeah.
with cards.
Yeah.
Because that itself was an expansion, and then Target's got all the expansions, and
Yeah.
fuck, there was the one where you had to go and buy a giant jar of
Jar of
mayonnaise to get a
mayonnaise,
couple cards.
yeah.
Yeah, that was awful. One year for Christmas, they literally sold you it was called the box of shit, and it
Yep.
was literally dried cow turds
Literal.
that had,
Yep.
if you broke them apart, there were cards
had
placed
cards in 'em.
inside. Yup.
Weird.
You remember they were the ones that also did like the whole. Did you remember that stream
Yeah.
where it was like for charity? They
They've done
bought
a lot for charity.
they like
too.
bought out a big plot of land and uh, they had a timer, like how like people do a subathon,
Mhm.
and it was like a whole-a-thon because they're very innuendo, like they're all about those innuendo.
Right.
And as long as there was time on the clock, the construction crews would keep digging a fucking hole in the ground. That motherfucker got massive. I think they raised like almost $500,000 for charity or some shit, and that was a big fucking hole.
They did
Yeah.
prongles, specifically not Pringles.
Prongles, yeah.
Yeah. I never found any of those, but apparently they were sold at Targets.
I remember Raven and I went to Gen Con one year with a friend of ours, and they did Cards Against Humanity live,
Mhm.
which I don't know if they do
was
that.
So
Which
great.
I don't know if you do that, but it's by them, and it's by CAH, and I actually won a like to sponsor like a werewolf at Wolf Park up there in Lafayette, or up there
Nice.
in Battleground, Indiana.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
not too far from you. And I had the ability to like actually go and meet my wolf, but we never got around to doing it. And but they did this
Yeah, you
massive,
got a whole year membership and then
Yeah.
we moved.
but yeah, because we had to move. But that was a ton of fun because like basically like the whole crowd was playing the game, and everybody wrote in suggestions, and then like if yours got picked and they thought it was funny, they would like you would win a prize. It was actually cool. Yeah, they did it at the
Nice.
Marat down there in Indy. Or up there in
That's
Indy.
awesome. That's
That was
awesome.
a ton of fun.
I've always wondered if
yeah,
Daniel
and I remember-
Radcliffe knows about that card.
So I remember that game like before Cards of Humanity was out.
Probably.
Me and my ex-wife, she had this game. She used to play with her family growing up, and then she introduced me that they kind of just made up, or it came down the line somewhere
Yeah.
where you would it was similar to that, but it was like everybody would get like 5 slips of paper or whatever, and you would
Yeah.
write one random question and one random answer on different slips, and then mix it
Yep.
into the question bucket, mix it in the answer bucket, and you just go around. I pull out the question, and then the person next to me pulls out an answer, and you just read it, and you have a good time. And it just
That's
kind
the
of
thing.
it
Yeah.
matches up pretty similar to how that game is formatted.
Yeah, that's a good one
Okay.
too. Yeah, my God, I'm trying to think of some other games I played. Yeah, Wolf Park. What's up? What's up, Straw Hat Dad. I got that so wrong. Dyslexic. Not really, but
That's
says
okay,
Wolf
I did the
Park.
same
Hell
thing
yeah,
over
Wolf
here.
Park. That's a great place. I've been there a few times.
Or like
But
Pictionary
yeah.
was always a fun one too back then when we would do game nights. We just
mhm.
had
Oh yeah.
throw in write a random thing on a slip of paper, pull it out, and I had this one
Yeah.
killer one that blew everybody's mind. Nobody could get. I put in invisible pants.
Oh my gosh. That's
Figure out how to draw that.
That's funny. I don't know if you guys probably old enough to remember this show. Do you guys remember Win, Lose, or Draw?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I loved that show.
That was basically Pictionary. It was like
It was
basically
like-
Oh, yeah.
Pictionary, the
Yeah.
game show.
Yeah,
We should
yeah.
do a show about game shows too. That'd be a lot of fun. We talk all about game shows. I fucking love game shows.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you were talking about back to like things being a video game. I I think one of my favorite board game to video game translations is Life.
I agree.
The game
A
of the
thousand
game of
percent.
life.
I don't
Yeah.
They
know.
had the
Okay, this
most
is another one I
fucked up
don't
sense of humor.
Has a fun sense of, yeah. I love that game. Like, here's the thing, Raven knows this, and if you don't know, I fucking love wheels, dude.
Oh my
I love
gosh.
spinning fucking wheels. And there's two things that came from.
You
The
love
first thing
Candyland.
the first thing it came from was the game of life, but the most important thing it came from was Price is Right.
Price
And
is
and to
Yeah.
me, on my bucket
Oh, yeah.
list of wheels I must spin in my life, and yes, I have that. That is a real thing. The number one wheel, it's not Wheel of Fortune. The number one wheel is the wheel from fucking The Price is Right. I want nothing more than to
Oh, yeah.
before my life is over to say I got to spin the best wheel in
Legendary.
my opinion. And then right below that is the Wheel of
Wheel
Fortune
of
wheel,
Fortune.
without a
Get
doubt.
that dollar.
Without doubt.
Hit a dollar.
Without
One
a
roll.
doubt.
Just
Without a doubt.
wham.
Is there like any board games you guys like to play that you like the aesthetic of? Like it kind of feel like, oh, I just love the feeling of like when I play this board game or something. Like because I know for me, it's Bryce mentioned it, Yahtzee, the shaking the cup
Mhm.
kind of feels good. Like which that reminds me, we have cup noodles Yahtzee.
Yeah,
I've not
I
played.
thought about that when you said
It's
that.
like it's literally a cup noodles cup.
Think about that, but I mean, I love shuffling cards.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Sound.
Oh, yeah.
bridging it
Me
Yes,
too.
stuff.
I freaking love
I'm a
that.
big card shuffler. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love it.
And so
And
I always love Magic for that. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and I cannot even think of the name of it right now, but it's in the trunk of our car still. The volcano game. Okay, help me out.
Oh yeah.
Fireball Island.
Fireball Island. Oh,
Fireball
that's such a
Island.
great fucking game. Have you guys? Do you know what that is? at all?
Mhm.
Okay, you know. Yeah,
I
Fireball Island.
remember that shit.
That's an old ass game.
Having the
It's been around
balls
forever.
roll down the volcano and stuff
Knocking
like
you
that.
over,
Yeah,
knocking the
I like
bridges
that.
over and shit. Fuck yeah, we can get that back
like I
together.
said, I had a lot
Yeah.
of board games. Like I went to Gen Con a lot, got new games all the time. There's a couple
Yeah.
games that had really good artistic styles that I liked, and that would kind of
Yeah.
sell a game a lot. But one that sticks out is Seven Wonders. I don't know if you ever played that. And
I've heard of that. I've never played it. I've heard of
and
it. I've seen it and I've never played it.
Pompeii. There's a board game called
I've
Pompeii.
heard of that too, and I've not played it.
And they're just both like really like they're complex but fun, and like it's different, but the art style is really cool too. And
yeah,
just
let's
the way the
talk about,
pieces feel.
let's talk about Gen Con. Because that's relatable to what we're talking about. I haven't been to Gen Con in a few years, but I will say I know one for me. The one thing I used to look forward to doing is trying all the new games out because you have so many companies that are there, showing you their new games and stuff
Oh yeah.
like that. And for me, that was always fun. Was going and just kind of like that like you like a kid in a candy store of like, ooh, what's the new stuff coming out, right? But recently it's gotten kind of crazy. Like when Lorcana came out, which by the way, I have a lot of Lorcana cards. I think I've bought like every expansion so far of that game. I haven't got the Ursula one yet. That's the new one, where it's a whole different game within a game. Which to me, I don't know
Inception.
how I feel about that because as someone who used to play a lot of Magic the Gathering, I don't know how I feel about games being within like the game itself. But um I heard that like when Lorcana came out, there were like people were spending copious amounts of money just to go to Gen Con just to buy that. They did nothing the rest of the weekend. But somebody in the chat, Straw Hat Dad. I'm so sorry I'm fucking up your name. Says
no.
for every spin at the Wheel of Fortune is a sacrifice in the form of a spayed or neutered animal. So wait, I think you're thinking of The Price is Right on there, but yeah, close enough. Because he would say at the end, "Have your pet spayed or neutered." Remember
Oh, that
Bob
was
Barker
The
would do
Price
that
is
shit?
Right.
That's Price
The
is Right.
Price is Right, Bob.
But
I completely forgot he said that.
still think my favorite aesthetic, and this is just I used to play a lot of board games. I don't know who your person was as a kid growing up. With it, if it was your parents that mostly played games with you or not, but me, it was my grandma. My grandma was the person that really played the games with us
Yeah.
the most.
Yeah,
My great
my
grandma.
grandma one time
Mhm.
she invented or like taught me a way to play solitaire with an Uno deck. I couldn't tell you how to do it now,
What?
but
that's
she was
cool.
playing
That's kinda-
solitaire with Uno deck.
That's kind
Like,
of
Okay.
cool.
and I
That's
remember
interesting.
as a kid, I was like, "Yes, this is awesome." I would play it all the
Yeah.
time, but I couldn't remember
Nice.
how now.
Yeah, we I think for me, my favorite aesthetic is still when I would play. I remember when my grandma got Double Trouble. That's the one where it has two. You have two of the pop.
Oh, nice.
I used to love
Pop
that. Like that sound. I can
Pop-O-Matic.
still hear that sound
Oh yeah,
in my head of that. Yeah. Yeah.
it was just it was
Um.
fun. It was
Yeah.
satisfying.
It was
It was a
just a
cool new way to
satisfying
roll
thing.
dice,
Yeah.
or a die, I guess.
No doubt. I like it when games try to be a little innovative too. I appreciate that. Just like just like we talk about here about video games. We had an episode not long ago about we miss the the real innovation of stuff. And I kind of really liked when I used to play
Mhm.
fucking Operation, and just
Oh yeah,
even as a kid when you don't mean to touch the edge, it like kind of freaks you out a little bit, like I remember that when I was a kid. That
yeah.
was a
I
lot
don't
of
think it
fun.
actually shocked you. It just like vibrates and
No,
like
but
scares the hell out of you.
like your brain thought that it was like a shock
Right? Yeah,
of the
yeah,
sound and the jitter. At least it did me when I was a kid. I thought when I was a kid I was getting shocked. My mom
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, "No, you're not getting shocked. This is like the sound." But
Ooh, Operation.
yeah, I said Operation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about that was and now they have like variants of that. They had like Homer Simpson Operation, right?
Yeah, they
Huh.
Like
had.
they have like a
Yeah.
Homer one or a Bart one or some shit.
It's
Like
Homer, yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
He's got all sorts of shit wrong with him.
Another
Oh,
one
yeah.
too is that I really liked is Connect Four. They have that big Connect Four,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then this is a game we all played together, Jenga. Remember when we all played
Oh
Jenga
my
Yeah,
together?
yeah.
God, the giant one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in Indy at PopCon earlier this year. Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
right.
that's some fun shit right there.
Yeah.
Well,
You guys
I
and
don't know if
go ahead.
any of you been to Cracker Barrel and played the
Mhm.
humongous like chessboards or the checkers
Oh,
on the
yeah.
carpets. You
Like
know what I
on
mean?
the rug thing, or you're talking
Yeah,
about just the big? Yeah.
yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
then, but also then they had the little like you had like the golf tees in the triangle game,
The
whatever the
jump a
heck that was
peg.
about.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Dude,
The jump
okay. Yeah, dude. Guess what? I still never beat that fucking game, bro.
Only place
And
I've
the
ever
Rain
seen that game in
Moose.
my life.
And brother, I was just I was at Cracker Barrel not too long ago. They don't even have that game at tables anymore. I think they stopped doing that since COVID.
COVID, yeah.
Like they
COVID
didn't want
killed.
they like COVID killed
COVID
the
killed
thing
Jump a
that they were
Pig. It
known
killed
for.
E3.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right.
With anger.
Back in my day, we got this game we could play when we were at the Cracker Barrel.
Right.
Do you guys remember this was like way back when I was a kid? I think my mom got one at like a yard sale or something because we're always thrifting and stuff. It was called Don't Break the Ice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Little
then there was like
penguins and hammering on that.
yeah,
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
what was the one with the Kerplunk? Remember that? With the
Kerplunk, yeah.
I
sticks
never
and the
played
marbles.
Kerplunk,
I
but that
haven't
was the
played
jar,
Kerplunk
right?
either.
The marbles and the straws
You
and
put all
shit.
the
That was
straws
the
in, and you
hardest
dump a
game
bag
to
of
put
marbles in,
together,
and
yeah.
then it's like you turn the
Yeah,
thing towards
man.
you, and if they fall out, then whoever has the least wins.
Who here had a barrel of monkeys?
Oh
I
yeah,
did not.
I had
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
You didn't
for
have a
sure.
barrel of monkeys?
No.
Oh, I used to love playing that.
So random.
Yeah. That was one you could even enjoy by yourself too. You just try to like get as many
Yeah.
as you can. Yeah. And then it's not necessarily a board game, but I always liked Rubik's Cubes. I thought those were
Yeah.
kind of cool.
But those are toys.
You know.
I mean, it's
Yeah, toys, yeah.
Toys. We're talking about
Now
toys.
we're moving
Yeah.
away from board games.
Now
We're
we're
talking about toys.
moving into toys. Let's talk more about toys. We've been talking about board games for a minute and stuff like that. Toys. Like, I know we did a live episode about this, which is fine, but we can. It's always good to talk about it again. What was your go-to toy as a kid? What was your What were some of your go-to
Well, I
toys you
mean,
like
like
to play with? In general, it can be an
we've
action
talked
figure.
about
It
it
can
so
be
many
a
times, but
anything.
obviously for me it was the Skeletor. But I mean, like, when
Oh,
I think about,
really? You don't say.
yeah, I was gonna say, and yeah, PopCon, I brought up the Beetleborgs blaster because God, that was a fun toy.
I never got that though.
But today I
it-
was thinking, and it was a like we talked about squirt guns at PopCon too, but we didn't really talk about Nerf guns.
See, I didn't have Nerf guns as a kid.
I didn't.
You didn't have
either.
Nerf guns, so
No.
the specific one that I'm thinking of that I had that was so cool was it not the blaster where the Power Rangers put their weapons together, but they made like the second one that they had that was the big cannon. They made
Yeah.
that into one of those ball,
Yeah.
launchers that Nerf
Uh-huh.
makes. And I had
Yep.
that, and that was the coolest fucking toy.
That's cool shit.
I played with that a
real,
lot.
real quick. Straw Hat Dad 11. There, I got it right. Says Elephant the Elephant was the best. They still make
I
that
remember
game, and
that,
I
yeah,
never
yeah.
played that.
I haven't either.
And then they said people do not appreciate Battleship anymore. I kind of agree with that. Yeah, we have Battleship. We need to play Battleship again.
We
need to break
do,
the
yeah.
Battleship. out.
That's true. And I totally realized who that is. And yeah, we had some good times playing Elephant the Elephant.
Who is that?
I'm pretty sure it's my little brother.
Oh, nice. Okay. But yeah. Toys, man. For me, dude, I just like playing with my Power Rangers and my Ninja Turtle figures, dude.
Yeah.
Like
I
I
had the
was
turtles too.
I was very into like action figures as a kid.
Old school turtles, you say, huh?
Hell yeah. Like, okay, I'll tell you this. What made things fun as a kid was like just how cool the toys were at like Burger King and McDonald's, right?
Dude, yes.
I don't have immediate access kind of like you do with your stuff, but I have the old I don't know if they were DIC or if they were FHS, the fucking Burger King Ninja Turtle videos you would get when you would buy a Happy Meal.
Yes.
I have a few of those in my VHS collection.
That's very dope.
Is that a transforming turtle? Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
those.
I just did
Okay,
that
those are
live
cool as hell.
on our
Yeah, those are fucking dope.
right in front of your
when we
face.
and
were
then-
at
Yeah.
when we were at PopCon, there was a vendor selling. There's a small little basket of old school like fast food toys, still
I
sealed,
saw
still
those.
sealed.
Yeah, they had like the fries that like transformed and the burger that I had some of those. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. One thing I did have too was I don't know if you guys remember this or not. I had the Pretty Pretty Princess. Now that's a game your older sisters will make you.
Oh,
That's a board game.
we're not talking about that.
You don't want to. Oh, because Josh probably did. Now,
Right.
Josh, you were the one that probably played. What was that game? Raven, you're a girl. You're a girl. What was that game with the phone? Was it like Dateline or Talk
Mystery
Line?
date.
Girl Talk.
Girl Talk. Yeah.
Girl
Girl
talk.
talk.
Girl talk.
And then there was another board game that was super electronic that they just did a remake of.
Oh shit! It was at the mall.
Yeah. No, it was. I'm gonna look this up real quick. We're live. I don't give a fuck. It was a super cool. It, like talk to you, and it was like a villain. He was like, and he would try to like take you out and shit, depending on where you landed on the board. The fuck was that game?
What now?
It was oh fuck, man, I'm not gonna remember it. But it was like the board game was like a villain.
That sounds awesome.
And it like talked to you and shit while you would play. I don't remember. Mall Madness is the game you're thinking of. I just saw.
I'm thinking of Mall Madness. Okay.
See, I had Girl Talk Dateline, but it never, I could never play it right. I got it as a Christmas present one year and it never played correctly. It was broken. And so like I never actually got to play it how it was intended to be played.
I found the game.
I had to play it by
Found the game.
myself.
It's called the Omega Virus. Do you guys remember that game?
The
I've
Omega
never heard of that
Virus.
in my
The
life.
Omega. It came out in 1992.
No, I
we
don't
used
remember
to
that
fucking
game.
throw commercials of that game all over the place. Yeah, here it is.
I've never.
Let me see if I can pull this, if I can show this picture on stream here. So it's the Omega Virus. See that? The Omega Virus right there. That's the game I'm talking about.
It's a board game?
Yeah, isn't that cool as
electronic
shit
board
looking?
game.
Yeah,
I don't
that
remember
was
that
the
at all.
game.
Yeah.
I wanted that game so fucking bad
Yeah.
as a kid.
I
But yeah,
remember buying
1992.
I remember buying a board game. I feel like it was a Dungeons and Dragons like variant or something, but it was like
Okay.
it was
On
it was like,
VHS.
yes, it had a VHS with it, right?
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes.
What was that?
That
Dragon's
was
Quest or Dragon? Here was it Heroes Quest? No,
Hero
It was
Quest?
something-
Was it Hero Quest?
Dragon's
Because
Quest.
Hero
Sounds right.
Quest-
something like that. It like came with a
Hero
VHS
Quest just got
that
remade.
was like
Yeah.
yeah, and that made me think of that, and I was like, I think that's it, but I
They
don't know
brought
if it
back
came with a
Hero Quest,
VHS.
brother. They brought back Hero Quest.
The one I had, it came with a VHS, and it was like a CG, a little
Maybe.
green screen shitty movie of like 20 minutes of like these
This game?
medieval actors. Yeah, I mean,
See that though?
I
I don't know if
think
that's
that
it
is.
though. That's too
I don't
old
think
though.
that came with the VHS though.
No, I don't think so.
No, that's something. Yeah, but it was
That's a
something
cool.
similar
That's
to
all,
that.
but it's a very D&D like because you look, you got the board there, the Dungeon Master's board right there at the top up there.
Yeah, and so the
See
one
it?
I had actually had
Yeah.
like an actual board too, like pieces that you
Okay.
could make into a board.
Interesting.
So it was like a
Hero
D&D but with
Quest
a
was
physical.
a Hero. I will say that's another one. Hero Quest was definitely a game I wanted as a kid because my mom would not let me play Dungeons and Dragons because it was like evil.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And but like
Devil
that
music.
was basically Dungeons and Dragons the board game. And I remember like wanting it, and I always wanted the games with the figures. I just remembered something else that's a toy. Let me ask you if you guys remember this. I actually saw this um at a it's a forgotten, this was made by Sega, and it's a forgotten
Sega.
Sega console. And if I can find a picture of it,
Oh, is it the hologram arcade?
do you guys no. Do you guys remember Video Driver?
No.
No.
Okay. So Video Driver came out in 1988. So I think I got it like a year after it came out. And it's kind of like what you were talking about, Bryce, where it like you came with a VHS and you had to kind of play with the VHS. I think didn't Hi Ho Cheerio have a VHS too, or am I thinking of something completely
Well,
different?
the one I was talking about, you
No.
didn't have to
No.
play with it. It was more of just like something to like get you into it more. It was
So
like
this is Video Driver. So Video Driver, let me just move that to the side. This is the box. Wait for my camera to go down. And basically what you do is you attach a little car. See how there's like a car on the TV?
Mhm.
You attach that to your TV, and then you use the little steering wheel and you drive this little mini car attached to your TV back and forth. And you have to you have to chase the car on the VHS,
that
and
kid
it
on the
connects to
cover
it.
is such a good
That's
actor.
totally me. That's totally me, dude, right there on the cover.
Wow.
He's looking at nothing. You
Yeah,
know,
probably
like
But this
he's
is
like
what
a
it looked.
streamer now.
But this is what it looks like. So it came with all. What the hell? Come on, why did it do that? Hold on. It came with all this cool like stuff you had to attach to the game basically to make it work. You would put this like yeah, you had to put like oh here we go. This you had to attach this thing to your now it's not going to work of course. You had to attach this thing to your TV. Here it is. So there you go. See that little bar? You had to attach that bar to your TV right there.
Like
And
old
then
Wii
like
sensor.
there's the VHS and it's a sensor. And if you hit a car
Okay.
on if you hit a car on the road, the little car would light up red and you'd get points on the little steering wheel and shit. Yeah, I had one of those. Um, let's see. We'll kind of cross into kind of slightly go into video games. Did anybody have a Virtual Boy?
No.
Never. I played one at Sears and never wanted to play one again.
Yeah, I had one of those things. I had one of those things. Yeah.
It
I
would
don't
have
know why
been
I don't know why my
worth
mom let me have
more
that thing.
now if you never opened it. Like
Yeah, I don't know why I don't know why my mom bought that thing because like that shit fucked your eyes up, man.
Oh yeah.
Like the red, you're just looking right into like you literally have a screen like this close to your face.
yeah, it's like
It's
Mhm.
all red and black.
It's a
It's just the
Game Boy
worst thing
screen,
ever.
but it's red instead of
Red.
green for some reason. Like
I think it was cool at
Because
the
they
time.
hated
The
you.
controller was kind of weird, but it
yeah,
was
it was
I think
weird.
it was
Like
too
the
ahead of its
GameCube
time.
controller.
It was.
It was
The
way too ahead of
technology
its
wasn't there with what they wanted.
Oh yeah,
Uh
way too.
Now something really cool that a friend of mine had growing up was this thing, and it was a projector on a swivel, and it came with light guns, and you would play like Duck Hunt, but on your wall.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, that was cool as fuck. Cause
I mean,
it
it
would be
was
one of those
it
things
wasn't
where I'd
from
always be sitting
Nintendo,
around.
but it was like a third party like thing. Like, it was
Yeah,
its own thing, and you had to put that shit on your wall. That reminds me of like back in the day when with the old Intellivision. I don't know if you've ever played an Intellivision, but you had
never in a
to put
television.
you had to put a screen on your TV because all the games graphics were just like dots and lights and shit. And like I remember like playing I didn't have one because the television was like 70, so it was before my time.
Right.
But I remember friends who did still like it was their mom and dad's,
Mhm.
and like I played football, and it was fucking it was just like you had to get a plastic screen, you put it over your TV, and it had to be the right dimensions, so you can't put it on like a flat screen now.
Yeah.
And you put this plastic over it, and it would kind of semi stick to your TV screen, and then you put the football cartridge in television, and they even did this for the Atari 2600 too on some game. And then all it was were little like dots that were lit up, and they were lit according to the spot on the screen. So they were different colors depending on who had the football, and when you throw it, it would go doo, 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 and then like someone would catch it, it would light up. It's
It was
super fucking
Okay.
cool.
like a light bright or something, but revert like
Kinda. Oh man, Light Bright.
Oh
Dude,
yeah.
I
man.
used
Remember that toy?
you
See,
know what one
that's
of
a
my
toy.
you know what one of my favorite toys were? So Target has a section that's on an end cap where it's all classic toys. I don't know if you guys have seen it or not,
Yeah.
but they do. I love the little thing you put your hand in that has needles on it and then like
Oh
shows your
yeah.
hand and
That
it
thing.
imprints
I
your
don't know
hand.
what that's called. What the
Is that
fuck is
even,
that
yeah,
called?
It always
you don't even
reminded me
know
of
what that
Hellraiser
is.
though.
Anybody
I
knows the
love
name
it,
of that?
but and it was
Nobody
so
knows.
satisfying to touch it. I always just called it like
Yeah.
Hellraiser thing. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
funny.
Right.
It's called pin art. That's what it's called. It's called a pin art toy.
I would always
That's a
just do
fucking
the
letdown.
middle finger into it. That
Yeah.
was my
And then leave it
They have
somewhere.
There's
yeah,
one.
yeah.
they have like mini etch a sketches
Yeah.
now and mini Simon Says.
God,
Like,
etch a sketches.
I
Dude,
never had a Simon Says.
I did. Yeah, I had
Well,
one of those.
I
I had an
might have
etch a
had one. I
sketch.
don't remember. I had
My
an etch a
dad
sketch.
was like
Light
he went
Bright was
to
my favorite.
college for art drawing and stuff, and he
Yeah.
could draw the Flintstones like perfectly on etch a
Oh,
sketch.
that's
Oh,
Oh,
funny.
that's
It was
cool.
insane, bro. Like he would just like whip out Fred Flintstone, and it looked exactly like the fucking cartoon head on etch a sketch.
I liked the etch a sketch and I played with it a lot, but I got so frustrated with it because I was not very good at it at all.
You know, the only thing that I remember doing with it was starting at the top left corner and then going just around in circles and then just, making it like smaller and smaller until you finally
Yes.
Oh, I
reach the
never did
center.
that.
So you finally reach the
Yeah.
center.
I
That's all
never
I would
did that.
do.
That's
The only
funny.
thing I
Yeah.
remember drawing on it was just let me
Yeah.
fill every pixel
Miss
with
Bible.
So I just found another thing. Josh will appreciate this. Maybe I bet you'll remember this too. Maybe. Do you remember the Dueling Dudes thing? It was essentially Rock'em Sock'em Robots with Shredder and Michelangelo.
Yeah, dude.
I
Rock'em
had that,
Sock'em
man.
Robots is so fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's the box. Here's the box for that
They
too.
just
I had
broke so
that.
easily because everybody's like,
It
"Oh,
totally did,
fucking
dude.
just ready to punch each other for real.
Yeah, I fucking loved having that thing, man.
Yes.
The one thing I wish I got as a kid, I never got the turtle blimp, man. I
I
always
got the
wanted the
turtle
blimp.
blimp.
I had the van with the
Man.
side hatch.
I had the van, yeah, with the sidecar.
Mhm.
I had
Coming up
that.
the side hatch.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. I was gonna tell you there was something really funny I got when I was a kid. I had I was infatuated with McDonald's as a kid. Like my mom used to take me there, not quite often, but every so often. And um, so I used to collect like Ronald McDonald shit when I was a kid, and like the cups and the glasses they used to do
Weird
back
and
then.
creepy.
And so it's not creepy. I had the transforming
I
things
just
like
meant
Bryce was talking
the
about.
clown thing is what I meant.
But
Ronald
no,
McDonald.
I didn't do the clown shit.
You said Ronald
The
McDonald. That's
the
why I
the,
was just
the
like, that's
characters from
creepy.
Ronald. I did not collect him.
Okay.
No. I fucking hated clowns when I was a kid.
Are we canceling
I
Ronald
fucking
McDonald?
hate
What did he
clowns.
We're
do?
canceling
Fuck
Ronald
clowns.
McDonald.
Is he
Fuck
in with
clowns.
Diddy? Like, what's going on?
Oh, no, I actually had at one time the drive-through playset. So what it was
I remember
it
that. Yeah.
was do you kind of remember what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
Like it was probably about 3 foot tall, kid height basically. and it opened up, and you got like a little employee outfit, like you're working the drive-thru. You got the little headset and the fucking visor, and you had a fucking like apron and shit. And like it had a like one side had a register, like you were working the drive-thru, and it had a window and it said McDonald's and shit on it. I had that shit. And it had the little fake coins, and you type the shit in and then open up, and fucking give people their change. And then behind you, because this thing opened up, kind of opened like this. And then behind you on the other side was a cooking station. So like you could pretend to make fries, and it made the little like sound like it was grilling like burgers. And
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was,
the
like,
crinkly sounds. Yeah.
Sounds more like the headset was going out of your.
yeah, that's
So
the same sound they used. But yeah,
I
I
would
had
like
that.
one
I had
Big
that.
Mac.
I had that as a kid. Yeah.
so
Oh.
you had a play set that
Yeah.
was going to work.
They were
That
getting
was
you
going
ready.
to work. Yeah, child labor.
They
I
were
used
trying
to
to get
play
you
with
ready.
Yeah.
in school
Come
when I
work at
was
They
a kid.
were
McDonald's.
they were preparing me for my future.
They
dream
wanted
job.
kids to say, "Man, I can't wait to grow up and get a
I
job at
can't wait to
McDonald's."
make $5 an hour and serve everybody
Hey,
hamburgers.
when I was a kid, I told my mom that I was. See, they didn't call them servers back then; it was waiters and waitresses. But yeah, I told my
Right.
mom that I wanted to be a waitress. Mom was like, "No, you don't."
Yeah.
Like that was what I wanted my career to be because of
Yeah.
all the play sets and stuff, that they had like
Right.
that back
Yeah,
then,
yeah. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
when you're a kid, you're so impressionable. It's
Exactly.
like,
But I mean,
great.
Here it is.
I wanted to be everything when I was a kid.
That's the
anyway,
one.
Yeah.
so
There it is right there. See
Oh,
how you got
wow.
the two sides?
That's funny. See, I just had some of the McDonald's play food. I didn't have the actual set. That's
Like the
cool.
play-
See how you have
Play-Doh
like the
and
two
stuff.
sides, and yeah,
Mhm.
opens up.
So
And there's a little slot for people to put their trash in at the bottom, a little white door right there.
That's funny.
Trash.
I
Yeah.
don't have a recycling one. They weren't doing that back then.
No,
No.
fuck that. Nobody cares. about this planet.
the you know something we
yeah,
really got to show love to is like the unsung hero, because I was talking about it today. Probably every single one of us had this toy, and then as soon as we got just slightly old enough to not care anymore, it completely went away. We never thought about it again. The play phone, the play school phone.
Oh yeah,
So,
the big one with all the.
When we were kids, they had the rotary dial on them and the big red, connector.
You're
and-
talking about the rotary.
Yeah,
I never had one. Never had
you
one.
never had one of those, Bryant. Man, I counted on you. I counted on
I
you.
had, but
I don't remember if I had one.
I had another iconic toy
Mhm.
similar in that fashion. I had the little bubble mower thing,
Yeah,
where you
the
push.
popcorn mower.
The
I
little
had that
popcorn
too.
mower.
Yep.
I had that though. I do
got-
remember
So,
those.
yes, that's another one of those toys that it's like that was your ride or die every
So-
day. That and probably like your blankie and your cup of juice. And then as soon as you
Word.
got just a little bit old enough, that toy went away forever.
It was
Probably like given to a
like,
relative or sold in a yard sale or
that's
something.
the
for 50
hand-me-down toy,
cents.
brother.
I
Yeah.
remember
Is
when
the
I was
telephone you're talking? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bryce.
when I was probably about 5 years old, 6 years old,
Yeah.
maybe somewhere in there. I had one of those the little Jeeps you could drive around. Like battery powered Jeeps.
Yes.
You literally just
Oh,
drive up and
Power
down
Wheels?
the block. Yeah,
Power
yeah.
Yeah,
you
Power
just-
Wheel. Yep.
And I would drive down
Oh,
to the
you
end
look
of the
at you
block.
driving
And
the Corvette as a kid.
it was a
Wow.
little Jeep. I'd drive to the end of the block and pick this little neighbor girl up, and we'd ride up and down the street. My
That's
parents would be taking pictures of us all
hilarious.
cute.
Little
Shit.
play.
That's fucking adorable.
It was
dude.
hilarious. Yeah, I remember that.
Gosh,
That's
Oh my
that's some
God.
adorable. That's some adorable shit.
Bionicles.
Let's
That was my
let's,
favorite toy.
let's talk about the chat. We got I believe that's your brother, right?
Yeah.
I remember owning Crossfire. That was another game I never got to have as a kid.
Don't
was
get caught up
Crossfire.
in the.
Yeah.
Crossfire.
Crossfire.
I only played
Yeah,
it at
I-
like a
I-
clubhouse. I never owned
I
it.
hate every person that had that as a kid, so I do hate you now. No, just kidding. And hating it because of how easy you can get hurt shooting those metal balls. Well, I hope it hurt. No, I was kidding.
That
We
was
had
the
Duck
80s,
Hunt. Yeah,
90s.
I had an NES. Yeah, I did not get to ever enjoy as a child perfection. But you probably did. No. But and then Bionicles. Bionicles, I think Bionicles were a little bit past my time. Slightly.
Oh man.
But we can talk about Legos. Those are Legos, right? They're in the
No,
they're in the
I want
family.
to talk about Bionicles for a second, because if
Oh,
you
talk
missed out, you
away.
missed out
Talk
on
away.
the hot,
I know
like,
they are. I
the
never got
hottest fucking toy line of that time.
Never got
because-
into them. Yeah.
The one thing that always, I thought was great, because like it's a line where it's only the good guys. So you don't have the bad guys or anything for them to fight against. So it was one of those things that it's like it burnt out really fast. But the thing
Yeah.
about it is
Yeah,
they had the different masks that you could get in the packs,
I
and
remember
everybody
that.
wanted
Yeah.
those gold masks.
Oh.
And by the time I was said and done, I think I had like 4 of those gold masks. I remember like that was the greatest feeling. Like, the closest thing that you can equate it to nowadays is like, getting a good Pokemon card out of a drawer or something. Because I remember like sitting in the car, like, okay, I just spent the last of my allowance money. Okay, I've got a brown fire shield. I've got a green ice shield. Okay, this last one, and oh shit, this one's made of gold. Oh my god! And then, it was like the whole drive home was like, I can't wait to put this on the guy. And then I take him out of the tube and put the gold mask on and put him in.
I don't even remember these at all.
What
I
were
had
you ready to
Lego
ask Bryce
magazine at the time.
about
that?
the phone? Or were you gonna ask him if that was the phone that had the face on it and that had the rotary on it? Because that's the phone that I remember as a kid.
That's what I was
Oh,
talking about. Yeah.
Okay,
Is this
that's
the one where the eyeballs moved back and forth when you moved it. Is that the
Yeah.
one you're talking about? Yeah, it's the one I had.
Phone
That was
confirmed.
unfortunate.
real quick. Keep the conversation going. I got a few toys I can bring out. Go ahead. Keep it up.
Oh,
So,
see,
So,
I love it.
well, has anybody seen that you can vote now, I guess, on the next toy to go in the Toy Hall of Fame?
No,
Might
I
need
haven't
to be
seen that
part of this
article yet.
discussion.
Yeah.
So there's a few that are up for induction, and they're balloons, trampoline, and apples to apples are some of the
Okay.
top ones.
Apples to Apples is a really fun one.
Yeah.
It's like the PG version of Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I realized that game is much older than I realized, like, because I
Oh,
thought,
yeah.
because I didn't play it till I was an adult,
Yeah.
and now I'm seeing
So-
it like with these other toys and games that are just. There's Transformers, looks like My Little Pony in there too, Pokemon card game.
Oh, My Little Pony. I loved My Little
Sequence,
Pony.
an
Yes,
exciting
really?
game of
Sequence is on?
strategy. Yeah.
That's a good game. It's fun. I haven't played that in
Phase
years.
10.
Love Phase
It's a
10.
card
good.
game. And then
Used to
the
play
one
Skippo.
one of the
a
big
lot,
ones
too.
is the hobby horse, aka
Oh,
the
these what's
horse
going into
stick.
the Hall of Fame, possibly?
Yeah.
These are
Nice.
inductee possibilities. Yeah, I think you can vote on them now.
Okay.
Real quick, I want to show you guys a couple. I don't think I have any more up there. I think I have any more, but I got a couple of vintage toys. Does anybody remember this guy? The My First Sony?
No.
Can't say I do.
No.
That wasn't my first Sony.
This
Yeah.
actually records, so you can actually record
Damn thing's moving.
the microphone.
It kind of
works.
reminds me, like,
know.
yeah, it's like Talk Boy, but like before they
Oh
condensed
my
it
god, the
all.
talking Talk Boy with Home Alone 2. One of my favorite.
I had
toys
one of
ever, dude.
those. You slow it down, speed it up.
'Cause
I
it's
was
got
out
the
there like
double.
interviewing people. Like I remember one time I saw the ambulance and the fire trucks down the street from my house, and I was like, I'm going out there with the
It
Talk
still
Boy and
works.
figured out what happened. And
This
I
thing
was
still
was
fucking
up there
works.
fucking. So what happened here? Like I was somebody.
I'm telling you,
And
one of the
then-
most traumatic moments of my entire life was getting my Talk Boy taken away.
Me too. I remember
Dang.
that.
I don't even know.
I
what
used to
happened
annoy
mine.
the shit out of my mom with that thing, dude. And then you got this thing.
That just started moving randomly. I'm
Fuck
like,
you,
how is this
Brian.
thing
Why would you?
still
Why would
alive?
you?
What's that? A Furby?
Why
Is that what
would
it's
you
called?
put that
Yes.
evil on us?
I mean, someone pretty much just took
Ah.
the Gremlins and Gizmo and like
Yes.
redesigned them and made their
This
own.
stream is cursed
Yeah, pretty
now.
much.
Josh, subscribe to us, Josh.
Speaking of
I'm already
They gave him a
subscribed.
bird beak.
Look like, no, you're not. No,
For
you're not.
life
Subscribe to our channel.
Subscribe.
with blood.
I can't look at it. Don't look at it directly in the eyes, guys. Take your soul. You know what I'm shocked about though?
you,
I'm shocked. I don't know if there is yet, so someone might have to fact check me. Would they ever make a video game about Furbies? I don't ever.
They had
recall,
to have. They had
I
to
don't
have.
recall.
I don't know.
You listen here. Don't talk. Don't back talk me. No. Okay.
Like give 'em the Frankie treatment. Just pow.
So, guys, it's still going. It's still fucking going.
Yeah,
Unholy.
it's like
You
Chucky.
know what freaks me
He's
out?
gonna be
I used to
talking
have
to you
this
in your sleep.
facing. So in the closet, we have a closet over here, and I used to have it facing facing the
inside of the closet.
inside of the room.
Yeah.
And I'd walk in here, and I kept forgetting this fucking thing was in my closet, and I'd be going there to go like fuck.
Ooh.
the shit out
Just
of
see
me.
the eyes like
Whoopa.
shimmering the small amount of light that's left in the room right back at you.
He's
We should
kinda
just-
cute. I
We
just
should just
wasn't
turn on our stream
anticipating
and like
him
let
to-
the whole stream is just that thing. Put the camera on
Just
it.
a Furby
That would be
for
hilarious.
24 hours.
A Toy Story stream
Had him-
where you
It's
like
Furby
just keep
Friday,
the camera,
guys.
keep the camera on all your
Yeah.
toys to see if they wake up.
See if they wake up.
So we've had him for like what, 2 years now, 3 years?
Yeah, we've had 2 years now. That thing is still cracking, dude. It's
That's
still
why I
going.
was surprised. Like when Brian brought it out and set it on the table, it just started moving. I was like, "What the hell, man?"
I was
Little do
thinking
you
about
know,
that.
its eyeballs are actually solar panel rechargers.
Yeah, I knew that. Yep.
Yeah, I
yeah.
knew that.
No, I did, Fro, because it's got one. Because this one has it right here.
Are they really? Because I was just making that up.
It has no. That's a solar panel right there.
Oh, its third eye is nice.
It's third
Beautiful.
eye. It's
That makes
Cyclops.
it even
Yeah.
more beautiful.
No, actually, that's the company recording your every movement.
Oh, yeah.
Well, do you remember back when
Sending it
people were
back to
saying
China.
that
Sending
China
it
was
back to
recording
China.
us through Furbies?
They're live
Yeah,
streaming us on
I remember
China
that,
through
yeah.
Furbies.
Yeah, they didn't want Furbies in their house, and now we have, Alexas and Siris and,
Right.
all
Yeah,
kinds
nobody
of
wanted Xbox Connect.
AI stuff.
I don't know
Right.
if you can
Oh,
hear
I
Yeah.
this.
know,
Let me
right?
try
Isn't that
this.
how ironic?
Oh my God, the
Hey,
Connect's
Google.
looking at me.
Cut a fart.
Like, yeah,
Do you
so is your
remember-
cell
Did you
phone
ever?
and
Did you ever play Uno with the Kinect? Boy, what a time to be alive.
yes. Oh, it was a
With the
traumatizing
Kinect.
time.
You
I had to
know,
block
I don't-
everybody that was in there.
if
They were
you
just
got-
showing
if,
porno through their camera.
If you recently got
That's
a
all they were
warning on
doing.
if you recently got a warning on YouTube for showing a butthole, I can think of a few people who did.
On YouTube.
On Facebook, I mean, if you got warned on Facebook for showing a butthole, which looked like a donut,
Yeah.
which was a donut.
It was
My
a
wife, that
donut.
happened to her recently.
Follow us on
Um,
Facebook.
Yeah, no, they removed
You
your photo
had-
from February.
I know.
It
you-
was a
Follow us
donut.
on
Can you imagine being the guy at Facebook, by the way, that has to find all the assholes from like years ago and delete
He
them?
must have been new. It was like, here's all the shit nobody else wants to deal with.
It
Just
was a
clicking through,
stuffed
eyes are burned
donut.
out.
It was a plush donut, and it had it embroidered on it. It said, "I love you a whole lot." And
Oh no! I
the
thought it
whole-
said.
yeah, it said no.
I read it so wrong. I must be dyslexic. So I could have swore it said you are an a-hole,
No. No,
and I was
It
like,
said,
no
"I
wonder you got
love
kicked
you."
off.
because I remember sharing it. It was around Valentine's Day, because it got removed, and it was from February, and it said, "I love you a whole lot."
The
A-hole.
lot
the
must have been very
hole-
small.
The
Ooh.
hole
the hole was
apparently
very
looked
big.
like something.
It looks like a butthole.
And I
It
got
looks
the
exactly
photo.
like a butthole.
It got removed for nudity.
Well,
Whack.
Raven, if you wouldn't show
tell
your
your
butthole
tell your
Facebook.
pillow to
No,
put
that's
some
on
clothes on.
OnlyFans,
That's on
okay?
OnlyFans.
That's on OnlyFans. I don't do that on Facebook.
Josh is gonna
Yes.
start. Josh is gonna start an OnlyFans account where he eats nothing but phallus shaped
Foods with no shirt on.
no shirt.
Um,
No, it has to be that picture you took for Faces of Horror.
Yeah, I was
We
gonna say we got to talk about that real quick before we answer Straw Hat
will.
Dad.
We will.
So
Back to the comments. Yeah, we got. Let's see. Early 2000s. Beyblades. Yeah, Beyblades. But see, once again,
yeah.
that's still kind of. I was like getting to be about 15 or 16 then, so
Like, I feel so lost.
that
now.
was a little. I was yet but a young adult
was
at that
past my
point. I don't
time.
think I did. I don't think I did Beyblades, but I did do Pogs.
Pogs. Fuck yeah, Pogs.
Oh yeah, I was all
Have you
over
ever
Pogs.
seen any of the live streams that Xavier Woods does where he gets like really fucking serious about Beyblades?
No, I've.
No.
No.
There's some
I know he's
WWE
huge into
guys that are
Beyblade.
really into Beyblades.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Uh,
I've
I've seen a
see. I
couple
had a
videos.
T-Rex from Jurassic Park toy
yes.
that had a huge mouth to eat most small figures. Yep, I think I
You
had
could
one of
fit
those too.
figures in it.
There was a slit in the stomach. This fucking thing's going off, man. To retrieve. Oh, whoa, wait, I got
Yeah.
that one.
Yep.
That's not cool.
And you could pull it out. Yep.
The cockroach alien from Men in Black.
Yep, I had
too.
that one. He
Really?
had the T-Rex. I had the cockroach aliens from
I
Men in
don't
Black, the big
remember-
Edgar bug.
Men in Black had toys. I don't remember that. Really?
Men in Black had cool toys, dude.
I didn't know they had any toys.
Yeah. So specifically the one that he's talking about, I got it for Christmas one year. It was, after Edgar turns into the big, bug thing and everything.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
came with a completely like slimy Agent K figure, and it would go in the mouth, and you would pull it out the stomach.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I remember that.
Oh,
That was dope.
it went to sleep. The Furby just went to sleep, by the way.
He was
Okay.
wanting
Nice.
to talk too.
We should get do like Bryce
We
said,
should
get
have
a
had him
second
up to
camera
the
and like
microphone.
just do the Furby cam. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what other cool toys I had as a kid or even as like a young adult, man. I'm trying to remember. I really did dig the the power morphing action figures, the ones where you
The
flip their
flip head
head.
motherfuckers.
The flip head
Yes.
things were super fucking cool.
Yeah.
I have a power morpher in storage. You know what I'm talking about, Josh. Remember I showed you that? Like one of my profile pictures is me like with the power. It has like the power coins you can take out and put in, and then whichever one you have, you're about to grab it, aren't you? I have that somewhere in storage. That thing was cool as fuck.
No, what
Although I don't have
is
I don't have the special edition one. I think you have the special edition one, don't you? Yes, you got the gold.
the
Yeah.
Master Morpher.
You have the Master Morpher. Yeah.
Yeah. This is like the last thing that Jason David Frank did.
Does the
before
power
Amnesia.
coin come out of that? Does the power coin come out
Yeah,
of
dude.
that?
What's great
Nice.
is it's got I can't reach any of the stuff without like getting up. But you can take
Yeah.
out the different power coins,
Yeah,
and then
and put
whichever
'em in
ones you
there.
put in, it's got a whole different set of dialogue recorded and everything,
That's
and the
sick.
colors will be different, and it's
The
got
colors
everyone
do
that
change.
yeah,
Fuck
and
yeah.
it's got every different morph that Tommy ever had.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah. I also used to collect troll dolls. This is something I'm not too proud
Oh
of
yeah.
to talk about.
No, me too. I
But
was there.
I'm
I
not
still
gonna make
have one
fun of
actually.
you. At the
I-
time, they were hot. They were
I'm
the
gonna
That
show
was
you.
kinda-
I'm gonna show you
well,
the one I
here's-
got. Let me grab that.
here's what sucks. You have to understand, we lived in a completely different world like 30 years ago.
Mhm.
And if you had trolls, they used to call you gay and stuff like that. It was just as a put down. And so I remember, and that was back when that wasn't a socially acceptable thing like it is.
right.
More so now than
I'm
it
talking
was
about the
back then.
'90s.
It
Yeah.
was definitely
Yeah.
more of an used more as more of an insult.
As more of an insult. So I remember like crying to my mom, be like, the kids at school are calling me gay because I like troll dolls. Like, so like, it's like, what's wrong with that? Like,
Mm.
I've got
she knew
one.
that.
This one's
But
probably
yeah,
like
I had a crazy
30
troll
years old
collection.
at least, because I'm 40 now. This is the last
Mhm.
troll I got here. He's got
That's
the
awesome.
reindeer outfit on.
That's
Oh,
sick,
shit.
dude.
This
really
hair
cool.
is like
That's
ready to
cool.
fall off. That's how you know he's
Yeah.
old, because it's like if
Yeah,
I pull it,
I
it's
could
gone.
tell.
But
I
he's
could
got
tell,
the
yeah.
we'll pull him out here.
The clothes come off. I used to have.
Well, yeah, yeah.
The little jewel
He's
on
got
the
the jewel
button.
belly. He's
Yeah,
got the
man.
jewel
Yeah.
belly, yeah.
Fuck yeah. I love to see that shit. I used to have, do you remember the real big troll dolls? Like they were like
Yeah.
like child size troll dolls you could get, like
I don't
snuggle
yeah, I
with and
never had
shit.
one of those, but
Yeah,
I did have
dude.
a lot.
Yeah.
I had
And they
one.
had the
It
big
was
jewel on the
a
belly button.
I had one that
Yeah.
was real small. It was a safety pin troll, and it had rainbow colored hair.
That's
Definitely
cute.
get called gay for that one, but
Oh yeah.
that
I
was
used
my
to have
favorite one.
the ones that they would make fun of me for in middle school were the fucking do you remember back in the day when we would go to school and like you could put something cool on to cover your eraser on your pencil?
Yeah.
Remember that shit?
Oh yeah, the
cat
troll head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
pencil
there's a troll head
toppers.
one. Yeah,
I had the
It's
troll like
toppers.
I didn't have
Yep.
the heads, dude. They were actually mini
Oh, little
trolls that
bodies.
had hair. They
Yeah,
had
yeah,
bodies
that's right.
you could put on the end of your.
I did have
I
a
used
couple
to-
of those.
And I used to, and I got made fun of for that shit too. Like, oh, look at the gay kid with this little troll fucking cap. Yeah. I used to play with trolls a lot. I used to do like Ninja Turtles toys left and right. All the
Oh,
Ninja Turtles
yeah,
action figures.
obviously.
Now here's the thing. This is gonna make you sad, Josh. I actually never got into Masters of the Universe until I was older.
That's
kidding.
okay. It's not
Yeah.
for everybody.
Like,
it's one
it
of
kinda
those things that
I feel like that's part of my
I
childhood
never
that
had any of the toys, but I watched the
I
cartoon.
feel like the reason
Okay.
why, like I liked He-Man, and
Mhm.
here's what's gonna blow your mind. Okay, this is a Mandela thing, Mandela effect.
right.
It wasn't until I would say about 15 years ago that I never knew the show was called Masters of the Universe. I always
Just
called
thought
it
it
the
was
He-Man
He-Man
show.
show. Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
He-Man. Yeah, He-Man.
Because when I was a kid, kids were like, "Hey, did you watch He-Man?"
He-Man
Fuck yeah. We didn't call it Masters of the Universe.
and
It
the
was just like,
Masters of
you wanna
the
watch He-Man?
Universe.
You know, when I had
You know,
long,
I
beautiful
never
hair,
knew. I never knew it was.
that's all
called that.
people ever called me was He-Man. No one's called
Wait,
me
really?
He-Man since I lost my hair. They used to call me Prince Adam. Like
Oh, that's
I can see that because I've seen pictures of you with long hair before.
I was
Yeah.
beautiful.
that's fun.
Yeah, when I first met Bryce,
the,
when I
the way
first met
you
Bryce,
said that.
when I first met Bryce, he had. I remember when you had hair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This shiny blonde.
you were kind of going through your Hulk Hogan phase, but you know you were going through your.
It was
You were
going.
going. You know, it's a thing, guys. We go through it. Guys go through it.
Hulk
You just,
Hogan,
like,
brother.
you hold on as long as you can.
Yep.
But I do
Skin of a
think
hot dog.
But I do think you look better with a shaved head. I
With
will
the
say
skullet, yeah.
you make it look good.
Well, yeah,
You know.
with compared to if I had it grown out, but
Yeah.
not compared to me having
But
actual
when you
full head
had
of hair.
hair, yeah, it was great. Yeah,
Yes.
most definitely, man.
What a time.
Trying to think. Let's see what else.
That was my favorite toy growing up.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
My hair.
Your hair.
Now, I can't think of what it's called. Your hair. God damn it. That went over my head and then went back through just now.
Do you remember the thing? This is more of a childhood thing too. Do you guys remember the stupid little like do you guys know what this is called? Is there a name for it where it goes this little doot 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 with the paper? You know, like
The fortune
you
teller.
fold
Fortune
that.
teller,
Is
yeah.
that what it is?
Yep.
That's what I
Mhm.
remember it as.
Where
Yeah, and
you
you
fold
have
it
a
in a certain
question, and then
way,
you
and like
say,
you go
ask
like
a
this.
question, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yes.
and pop open the
Yeah.
answer or whatever.
A couple of the
Yeah.
gals made them at work a couple months ago. It was fun.
Oh, they did?
Mm.
Man, I used to
Man, I
love
haven't
those as
seen
a
one of those
kid.
in
Those things
forever.
are
Yeah.
so cool. Yeah. I'm surprised no toy company like figured out a way
With
to
the
sell
Monetize
patent on
that
that
somehow.
shit. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because you would think they would have done
So
that.
we did a game kind of similar, except it was just written down on paper. I mean, it was, I guess, kind of a fortune teller game, but we would have, our friends say, okay, name. So for instance, I would ask Brian, name 5 girls' names, 5 girls or whatever.
Okay.
And you would write down 5 women, name
Yeah.
5 5 rooms in a house,
Okay.
5 body parts, 5 pieces of clothing,
Yeah.
and 5 songs or whatever. And so it would be like Brian was in the bedroom with so and so with his hands down, her shirt, singing, I want to be loved by you or whatever,
Okay.
just something stupid. That was a game that we played a lot.
Did you guys ever do like Mad Libs where you
Yeah.
had to like,
Oh yeah.
fill in the blanks
I
and
didn't
stuff?
play that until I was older.
I used to love that when I was young.
I mean, they used to put.
Super
I
fun.
mean, they'll put those on like
Um,
kids menus. You know what I mean?
we
Yeah.
we
The
haven't
one
talked
little
about
ad lib kind of thing.
books. What about do you guys remember the Choose Your Own Adventure things? God, I love those.
Oh, I
Dog.
loved those.
Don't even get me started on books. Because I also think that was my favorite toy. Like I was
Same.
a
Those so
novel
fun.
reader as a little kid.
And I'm not now.
Yeah.
Well, and that's
I am.
actually one of the
Wish I could
nominees
as
for the Toy Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Is,
that's why I kind of brought
this
that up.
certain
Yeah,
adventure
the
book.
Choose
Yeah.
Your Own.
Choose Your Own
There's
Adventure
a
books.
there's a
Fuck yeah, I love
Mhm.
those.
there's a Stranger Things one that's like still out. That's kind of
Yeah.
I see it at Target all the time, but it has that old like Choose Your Own like in red lettering that's curved on top, and it's Stranger Things.
I
Mhm.
had
keep
one
wanting
that
to
was
take that.
about the 2 that I had that I remember the most. One of them was about Benjamin Franklin discovering electricity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And that was actually the book that's where I learned that salt water actually helps clean out and heal wounds.
Oh
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. It was funny.
That's
But
not
the things you remember. But yeah,
Yeah.
I loved the Choose Your Own Adventure books.
I know we're talking about childhood stuff too, but I think one of my favorite things as a kid I used to love doing was and collecting was not just action figures, but like when you go to the zoo in Indy and you had to take the penny and press it and like it would put a
The
thing on the
smashed
penny.
pennies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never had those.
You ever
I
had
had
those?
random
Yeah, we used to
ones.
like
You get them at like Kings Island or the zoo or something. I think
Smithsonian has them too. Like when we
Yeah.
went to
Mhm.
DC
that was
a few
an old
times,
souvenir type of
Smithsonian
thing.
has those. Those are pretty cool.
I think I had one from
Yeah.
somewhere when I was a teenager that was like it would put a
Mhm.
star or something in the middle, or like it wouldn't actually like
Mhm.
press the penny, it would actually cut something out in the middle. And I think it was a star, and I wore it on a necklace for a long time, but I was in
Yeah.
high school.
I know a more recent thing that was at least modern times is do you guys remember like the rubber bands that were animals?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
those
the
silly
Ella
Little
bands things.
bracelets.
dude, those
Yeah.
things got so stupid popular. We used to sell them when I
They
worked at Blockbuster Video. They used to sell them. They got stupid popular there.
they got
We saw
so
them
popular.
all the fucking time
And
there.
you remember
Oh
slap
yeah. Well,
bracelets?
those got so
Slap
stupid
bracelets.
popular
Yeah.
that I ordered some WWE shirts. They were having like this big shirt sale, and I bought like 5 or 6 shirts. So they sent me a free prize, and it ended up being a pack of like WWE themed silly bands. Like it was like Triple H's cross, and one was
That's
if you
funny.
used your imagination, a steel chair, and
Yeah.
they were really dumb, but it was like, oh, okay, so somewhere in a box, I've got this thing of
Yeah.
like sealed WWE silly bands that I'm sure I'm going to sell on eBay for like 3 cents one day.
I just remembered an old toy from my childhood.
Oh, hit
I
me.
consider it a toy. Do you guys remember getting? Did you guys ever get the Fisher Price fucking record player, the little blue one?
Yeah,
Had a
dude.
stand.
Yep.
I didn't
You
have
could
one, but I
play
know
old.
that
You could
thing.
play
That thing
like
was
little
cool.
45s on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I had a Pac-Man 45. It would like read a story to you and
Yeah.
shit. Okay, come on, Teddy Ruxpin. What the fuck?
Teddy Ruxpin
Like,
stirring up the ruckus.
I did not
Yep.
have Teddy Ruxpin.
I had one of those.
So I didn't have Teddy Ruxpin. I had the XL1 robot.
Nice.
Are you
Is that the
referring
little
to?
white one thing? You know, like
Are you
I
referring
see
to
it in my
Alfie?
face right now.
Are you referring
No.
to Alfie?
Oh,
No.
I had an Al. Did you ever have Alfie though? Do you
I
know
had
what I'm
one of
talking
those,
about?
yeah.
Alfie, though.
That was
Yeah.
fun too.
Alfie was cool because you could like put a tape in him too. I think.
Yeah.
And stuff.
I had
He-
Cabbage
Wait,
Patch
is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Alfie.
I do remember I had an Alf doll with like pinching arms that would
I
like
think it
clamp.
was
You know what I mean?
called
Like it's like a little Alf. I
Yeah.
remember that toy. That
Talking
was
about my
cool.
dude Gordon Shumway.
Hell yeah.
Hey, man, they're eating our pets.
He's eating our pets.
He's eating our pets, man.
I
That's you
always
right
wondered.
there.
I always wondered where he lived. Now I know he lives in Springfield. Anyway, yeah. I had an Alf doll. I had the full size Alf doll. Like I remember having
Oh
him
man.
as a kid. Yeah.
I remember when I
Um,
was very young, I had like
Mm.
I was probably like 3 years old. I had a
Mhm.
big bird stuffed animal that was bigger
Oh,
than me.
nice.
I just
Yeah,
carried him
I had a
everywhere.
big bird. I used to love man.
He
Sesame
had like the
Street
hard
was
beak
back in
and
the day.
yeah.
Very
Did
cool.
you guys ever did you guys ever get to go to this magical land called Showbiz Pizza?
Oh yeah.
Fuck Chuck E.
Before they
Cheese.
turn into Chuck E. Cheese, yeah.
Showbiz Pizza place.
One time.
Bro, the one I used to go to was the one on East Washington Street, right by the fucking Target that used to be there.
It's the one we
Uh,
went to.
Yep.
I
It was one a lot of people went to.
a few years ago, I
I
randomly met a guy that was like an electronic engineer, and he had this big property out north, and he had turned his entire barn into a showbiz pizza.
You're talking about David, aren't you? I know who that guy is.
Probably. What was that
Yeah.
out in I can't remember.
He had it was a barn, and I was supposed to interview him when I was with Dragon Blogger. I was gonna interview him, or I was gonna come out there. Didn't he have like a bar in there too, and he'd serve
Yeah.
drinks to people?
Oh
And you
yeah,
could
I was
watch
there. I
you could
went
watch
there.
the
He had
Rock of Fire Explosion was the name of the
and
band.
he would have other music too queued up, like that he like redesigned sets to and stuff.
Yeah,
But he had the full
Billy
show.
fucking
Yeah,
Bob, dude. I miss Billy fucking Bob, dude.
I've
That was
got
my
this
guy.
picture. I've
Really
got a
your
picture of the gorilla playing the
Mitzi
keyboard,
chick.
Mitzi.
and I
Mitzi.
turned it into like this real creepy, scary picture. Like
Susie
put
Mouth.
this filter on it, but no, it was
Yeah.
it was really like such a weird throwback.
And
to
now
walk
they've
in
got
there.
fucking Five Nights at Freddy's, and it's like, no, it's fucking Rock of Fire Explosion, motherfucker.
Man.
Dude.
He did have a Five Nights at Freddy's like statue there too. I remember getting my
Oh,
picture
yeah?
taken next to
Oh,
that.
that's
Like
cool.
Yeah.
there, he had a lot of cool stuff there.
Yeah,
Like
that
even the
guy,
tables were old
Yeah.
Showbiz Pizza, and like
Yeah,
the
I think-
posters hanging everywhere. And
yeah,
like,
I think he was on a YouTuber's video of like strange finds or something, and the guy went out to him. And then I remember you and one of your exes, Bryce, you went there, and you guys posted you had posted pictures and video from there and shit.
yeah,
Because the thing is, they still make
I took the kids there. Yeah,
there's a company that makes like Rock of Fire Explosion things via AI now,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you can like put. Because I remember like they were
New
doing like
sets
Britney
and-
Spears and like
Mhm.
NSYNC and all sorts of modern stuff. I remember watching that. I was like, that's kind of fucking cool. But they're expensive as hell to keep up with because like the parts are hard as shit to find. And
oh yeah.
I love the
yeah,
animatronic
he didn't do it very
stuff. That
often.
shit's awesome.
Yeah.
That was such a highlight of like going to Chuck E. Cheese or Showbiz.
Hell yeah.
Was
Yeah.
like the curtain, like you said, like, all right, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's not so big.
I only had
anymore.
one birthday party there that my mom paid for. That was it. But other than that, She never let me go in the ball pit.
Don't. You don't want to go in
You're,
there.
you're gonna catch something in the ball pit.
Which is so funny because with as sick and everything as I, like was prone to as a kid,
Mhm.
like, and I rarely ever went to showbiz,
My
but
mom let you go.
my mom let me go into the ball pit, which was so weird. But she wouldn't let me go when there was a lot of kids in there because I was like smaller than a lot of the other kids.
Yeah.
But
No,
yeah,
my mom was like, "Nope, you are not going in there." What did you just put in the chat?
That's the picture I took at that show.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
changed the filter and everything to make
yeah,
him look really scary.
yeah. That's the what was his fucking
I
name?
forgot about him.
I forgot his name, but Billy Bob was the guy was the bear with the banjo. That was my favorite because they
That's
had
great.
my mom bought a little action figure of him that you could buy. He was like a little stuffed, kind of like small.
Oh, that's cool.
You
Yeah,
like that,
man.
Josh? He looks
Yeah,
insane.
yeah. Demonic. There was somebody I watched that had a set too, and they were having new Metallica. It was creepy as hell. They do like, and the funny part is, it wasn't like it was Metallica; it was them doing it. Like they
Right.
were doing like Enter
Yeah,
Sandman. He'd be like, "Hush, little baby," like all that shit
yeah.
freaky as hell. Yeah, that shit's cool. And the sad part is like, Chuck E. Cheese has officially done away with all of their animatronics in their places. So
Yeah.
All
now,
of them now, have
yeah,
they?
yeah,
Yeah.
all of them now officially no
It's
longer
all
have. So
CGI
Wow.
so
clips
children
and
will never know the joy of going and getting somewhat creeped out by the animatronics. So like,
Yeah.
I remember like
Like,
like the cheerleader, like the one that you like,
yeah,
Raven,
Mitzi. She was
like
a
the
mouse.
one at
Oh,
my Chuck
Mitzi
E. Cheese.
The
Mozzarella.
bird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mitzi Mozzarella. Her problem was there was always one that had a fucking problem, right? No matter which one you go to. And I think we
Oh
went
Yeah.
to
yeah.
two different ones. So Mitzi had the one fucking eye that would never open. So she'd be like,
Yep.
like fucking weird. And then one of them had like one of their eyeballs was rolled back, so it looked like they were fucking demonically possessed when they would sing. It was freaky as hell. But yeah, yeah. Fucking Rock of Fire Explosion, dude. What a great name.
Mhm.
Rocket fire
Um,
explosion.
was there any places you guys went to as a kid that you really enjoyed going to? That was like, I know for there was one place I never got to go to as a kid
Right.
that I wish I could have gone to. Did anybody get to go to Discovery Zone?
I was
DZ.
gonna say
Oh,
Oh yeah, all the
DZ
time.
Discovery Zone.
You bastards. I never got to
No, but I had a couple of friends in high school who worked there.
Did you?
So yeah, that
That's
was kind of a little past my
So
time.
there
wasn't
was a
that
local place around where I grew up here in Indy called
yeah.
Block Party. That was a
That was
little that was
Blockbuster. You know that, right? That was
that wa-
Blockbuster.
they owned that.
Yeah, that's why it's called
Okay,
Block Party.
well
That
that
was
makes sense because they did a lot of
that's the
movie
thing
based
I've been
stuff and arcade
yeah.
stuff, but they had like
Blockbuster it was a
a
concept
teenager
store.
sized Discovery Zone in there.
I never got to go in
That's
there, but
that's
You know,
cool.
I had my aunt
yeah.
worked there,
Never
and
heard of
all
it.
my friends would party there during the summer. It was so big here at one point when it first came out that I remember back in high school, my friend told me he met Dennis Rodman, Carmen Electra, and Eddie Vedder there. We're all three hanging out
Oh
at Block
No
Party.
way. At the
gosh,
one in
that's
Indy?
crazy.
Yes,
Wow.
in Castleton. Like,
Yeah, because
I mean, this is
the
back
thing
in the
about that,
90s.
yeah. So the thing about that is I tell people about this and they're like, that's no, that's a Mandela thing. There's no way. That's not real.
No, it's
No,
real.
it
I
is real.
spent a lot of time there
See, there you go. He knows about
because
it.
my aunt worked there and she'd always give me her employee card. And I'm like, I'm just hanging out playing arcades all day.
That's just like
Friends would come
people
and hang out. We'd air
like
hockey.
that's like people who don't
Ooh, air
that's
hockey.
like people who don't
Mhm.
believe me that there was that you used to be able to rent music CDs from Blockbuster. I'm like, yeah, you could. They used
I
to have a
remember
music
renting a
section in
movie
Blockbuster
from Blockbuster and it came with the soundtrack
on CD.
Oh,
on a
that's
separate
interesting.
CD
That's
because
cool. I didn't know that.
the actual movie was packaged with the soundtrack. It was called The Wash. It was Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg.
Oh,
And
Oh, let's
nice.
Yeah.
go.
so
All
it was like a
right.
movie and they
That's
packaged it
pretty
with the
cool.
soundtrack. And so like you couldn't buy the movie without getting the soundtrack. So they're like when
Um,
they put it out for rent, they're like, here's the soundtrack. And I remember I ripped it into my Xbox, my
yeah.
original Xbox hard drive.
Nice.
Straw Hat Dad says I got my Game Boy Color at my Chuck E. Cheese 7th birthday party. Nice, man. That's what's up.
Nice. Game
Yes.
Boy
Like
Color.
Ooh,
ooh,
Upgrade.
go ahead, do it.
McDonald's birthdays.
McDonald. I never had a McDonald's birthday.
I
You-
did.
Did
when I
you
was
have a
little.
friend that had a McDonald's birthdays? Brian, come on, man, have a childhood.
Get mad at my
Go
mom for
back.
that. I never got to have a McDonald's. Oh God, I was way cooler than that. I had a fucking Chuck E. Cheese birthday.
Right.
Way
No,
cooler.
no, it
They
was
would
like a fucking thing.
nah.
Like
It
Did you
wasn't.
have animatronics that would sing to you happy birthday and say your name? Because mine they did for me.
They had
no,
Ronald
but you had
McDonald come out.
Ronald McDonald, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
I hated that guy. I hated Ronald
Oh,
McDonald's
you
kid.
did hate
Did I
that
not
guy.
tell you?
You
I would have punched
did,
him as a child. I fucking hated clowns when I
man.
was a kid.
So I had a McDonald's
Yeah.
birthday party once. It was for my 5th birthday, and
I heard they were really cool though. But yeah.
and they
They
double booked
were.
it. They double booked it. So there was actually
Oh.
another kids party, the same area as mine was.
Yeah.
And their party was bigger, and it just kind of like,
Damn.
yeah, it sucked. But
Did-
I did get my first Cabbage Patch Kid.
I was
at that
gonna say,
party.
was it like one of those awkward things where like the parents tried to get together and say, let's just put the
No,
parties together."
I mean the kids were just kind of run amok. It wasn't even like, and my birthday is in November, so it's not like we could even go outside and play on the playground.
Fuck.
So, yeah.
Did
it
you
really sucked.
speaking of McDonald's, did you guys ever have the cool McDonald's that had the GameCube you could go and play?
I
play
seen
place?
those.
vaguely remember that.
They had one at the East Washington, right there on the corner of like was it Short Ridge or
That was
what is it,
neat.
Shadeland?
I just
Phelan and
never
East
liked how
Washington
that
Street.
controller felt. So I'd
They
be like,
had
I'll
Yeah,
go do something else.
they had this weird. You have to look up a picture. It was a 4, like they had. It was like this kiosk. That was where I was looking for.
Yeah.
And it was 4 GameCube stations, and they were like kind of
Oh
interconnected.
yeah. Now I remember.
There you go.
when
Now
say
you remember.
4.
You could play like Mario
They
Kart
were
and
just like
stuff.
back to
And
back to back. Yeah,
You
like
play
in the
Mario
cross.
Party or like fucking Super Smash or
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
something multiplayer.
Are there
They
even
realized-
any?
See, yeah,
are
Yeah,
there-
see, they even had Nintendo 64. Yeah, see,
I
you
was
remember,
thinking
they
it
had
was Nintendo
64s
64s, not GameCubes. But yeah,
No, they had GameCubes too.
I'm sure they did.
at one
Yeah, but when
point.
I was thinking, it was, yeah,
Mhm. They had 64. Yeah, what
they
were you gonna
probably
say,
ended up
Raven?
breaking. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, they were shitty because like all the kids would get their fucking like
Well,
they
yeah,
eat-
and then they
they eat,
realized
like,
how
burger-
expensive it
they
is
had
to
like ketchup crusted
replace
into them and
it.
shit because all the kids would fucking like
Mustard
go
and
and wouldn't
barbecue
wash their
sauce.
hands and fucking put
Yeah.
it all over. What were you getting ready to say, Raven?
Oh no, I was just musing aloud if there were any, not just McDonald's, but just any restaurants at all anymore that had like play places like that. I know there were
McDonald's went
very
lame.
few. I know there were very few still, before 2020,
Yeah.
and then once
Mhm.
COVID hit, I think like everything just died down.
Very rare.
I've
occasions
seen
see,
some
Burger
every
King
once in a
have-
while, like probably
Really?
out in the
Still?
cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that's why I was wondering if smaller
Wow.
towns or something would still have them.
I can't think
Mhm.
of the last restaurant I went to that had it within the last 4 or 5 years that had one. I know that Chick-fil-A had them every once in a while. They were
Right.
they rare they were
Yeah.
the rare play. It was the weird like Chick-fil-A has one.
because well, yeah, they're probably
Um,
like, well, we keep our shit clean, y'all. You know, like,
For the Lord.
We got like the fucking Hilton version.
yeah, we
of
got
a play
God on our
place
side.
here.
We don't
Yeah,
get COVID in
right?
here.
This is God's chicken. We keep our playground clean.
This is Jesus. This is the heavenly
Our
play
pleasure.
place. Yeah, our pleasure. Right. It
We
said that was
sprinkle it with holy water every morning. And,
right. Yeah.
you know,
Of course, I'm one
no,
of those
but,
assholes that goes into Chick-fil-A and they're like, "My pleasure," and I'm like, "Ew, dude, don't tell me that."
Right. What, you got a boner right now, bro? Shut up.
Like,
Gross. I need an
you
adult.
just totally changed the way I think about when I hear that now. Fuck.
Good.
I don't come here for that. No, but
Some people
Good,
do.
good.
let me ask you this. We were talking about fucking like Chuck E. Cheese and shit. Did you guys have a favorite like redemption game you remember playing from your childhood? Like anything like that?
Redemption?
Like
What do you
ticket
mean?
games, like claw games.
Oh, I was just like redemption.
Oh.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
like Red Dead
Oh, yeah, I
Redemption
love
type
claw
games.
games.
No,
What?
I'm not talking about getting redeemed at the Chick-fil-A. I'm
Skee-Ball.
talking about like any of
My
those little
pleasure.
Carvel games. You guys
Skee-Ball.
have a favorite one?
Yeah, the claw machines for sure. I
Claw
am a
machines,
claw.
yeah.
I'm still a claw machine
Oh, I
junkie.
used to love them. Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
am too.
Yeah.
I love claw
There was a
machines.
point in my life where if I walk by a claw machine, I'm playing one,
Yeah.
whatever dollar or whatever.
Straw Hat Dad brought up a really good point. Pizza King.
Yes.
So yeah, Pizza King did have them,
Yes.
but dude, you know what they had at Pizza King? Fucking cocktail arcade games. The cocktail table games, like were
Yeah,
yeah.
Galaga and Pac-Man. Yeah.
Mhm.
You
Pizza
sit
King
down
had
and
Well, they
them.
also had
Pizza Hut
the
had 'em
boost
too,
with the
yeah.
TVs, and
Mhm.
the one that's just down the street from me still has the
Mhm.
TVs, but you can like put in a quarter and there's no games hooked up to it. It's literally to
Yeah.
watch like TV.
Oh,
Air
but they
TV.
had Sega controllers like
What? I've never
Still
seen
jacked
that
in.
before.
to the end of the
Whoa.
TVs, and you'd put in your quarter, and you get so much time on it, and you could play all sorts of things. And I don't remember playing anything other than NBA Jam though. It was just
Right.
always like,
I've
let's play
never
NBA
seen
Jam.
those. That's
Yeah,
I've seen those.
dude.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, they had that at the Pizza King there.
That's cool.
Back
Yeah,
when I
the
was a
Pizza King
kid.
I went to when I was a kid had just the cocktail table arcade machines. Like
Now-
And then they had the
Pac-Man and
train too. They had the train.
Yeah,
that
the
would
one
go
with
out
the
and drop off
train,
your
dude.
drinks and shit.
Yeah. And you pick up the phone to order. Remember that? Pick
Yeah,
up the phone at your
yeah.
booth and you order the
Yes.
pizza.
Pizza King was so cool. It still is cool. It's still my favorite pizza.
It's
I
still
just
cool
don't
if you know the
eat
right one to go
inside.
to.
Right.
It's still cool
Well,
if
the
you know
one
the right
down the
one to go
street
to.
from me is all like local high schools and stuff. And I'm sure that if I like grew up here and was from here, I would give a shit. But it's
Well, no,
it's
I'm
like,
talking
yeah,
about
cool.
if it's owned by the right brother. You know what I'm talking
Oh
about.
yeah, I do know exactly what you're talking about. So
Yeah,
I know
that's
a
a
bunch of
whole
people that
thing.
are probably
The
watching
whole
don't
lore
know what
behind
we're
that is
talking
crazy.
about
The whole
because
lore
Pizza
is
King is an Indiana only chain.
Yeah, so if you don't know the lore, so Pizza King was at one point a brotherly owned company, and then like there was like an issue where like one brother was like, I'm gonna split. And so they went to court, and I guess like he wasn't allowed to use the same exact ingredients as Pizza King, but he was allowed to use the name. So there's like the original Pizza King,
Right.
but then there's
Yeah.
like Pizza King.
You
So
gotta
there's an
change the
actual
recipe or
website.
something.
There's an actual website that shows you like, okay, here's like the
Which
OG.
one is which?
Not it's an Indiana thing. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me. 'Cause people are like, what the fuck is
Yeah,
Pizza King?
yeah.
That's a thing. Which reminds me of like when I spent time in New York City for like a month, and I kind of stayed there for a long time, for a while. Dude, like I know we're getting a little sidetracked. That's fine. I remember God, they take their pizza so seriously in New York City, and it's like we're talking about Joe's Pizza or Pizza by Joe or Joe's Pizza or Joe's Pizza Pie or what.
Pizzeria.
It's like fuck. Okay, there's like 50 different pizzerias that have
Joe's
the name
Hot Slice
Joe.
Pizza.
Papa Joe.
Yeah, and it's like,
Excuse me.
oh no, you can't go to like Joe's Pizza by the Slice. You got to go to Joe's Pizza, Pizza by the Pie. It's like,
By the pie.
okay, it's that ridiculous. It's that stupid ridiculous.
I
Yeah,
don't want a whole pie.
but you got to go there because it's better than Joe's Pizza by the Slice. If you're getting Joe's Pizza by the Pie, you're an idiot or some shit. Like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
how it
you're
works there.
You're a tourist.
You're stupid. You're a fucking
Fucking-
tourist.
You
Right.
fucking tourists.
Look at that fucking tourist. Look, hey, Mickey, look at that fucking tourist eating
He's a
Joe's
big old
Pizza by the Slice.
phony.
That fucking guy don't know how pizza works around here.
You big
I'm not
fat
kidding. That's a real
phony.
thing. That's a real fucking thing. You will get in a fight over someone over fucking pizza in New York City, bro. I'm not
Fucking
kidding.
pizza from New York.
Let's see what else, dude. When it comes to like games of skill or redemption games, do you guys remember the fucking Bozo Super Sunday Show fucking game where you can
The
throw the
bucket? Where you gotta
fucking
throw the into the
ball into
bucket?
the bucket? You know how
Further
many
away.
kids I would see cheat at that and just fucking like walk up to the fucking highest scoring
Right.
one and just drop it in there?
Oh, I got the goldfish. Give me a
Skee ball was my
goldfish.
jam though. I know Raven said skee
I do
ball.
love
Skee
some
was
skee
my
ball.
jam. Man, I love me some skee ball.
Skee ball.
Do you guys
yeah,
remember
man.
the Cyclone game where it was like the light and you had to hit it right at the right spot to get the jackpot?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm great at that.
Thing's fucking rigged.
Yeah, we went to Malibu
No.
Jacks, which is a
We
chain
have
of
a Malibu
indoor.
Jacks in Louisville.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Thing's
they just
huge.
put
They got,
one
like-
into the Tippecanoe Mall like 2 years ago or some shit like that.
Oh,
It's
wow,
fairly
okay.
new.
Right on.
And
That's cool. Do they have
we
go
didn't
karts?
really-
Does yours have go karts?
we have go-karts.
Yeah,
That's
we do
why
too.
we went, was the go-kart
Hell
specifically.
yeah. yeah.
Because it was, well, it's my kid was turning 18. So we didn't really know what to do. And it's like, well, we went out to dinner and it's like, what else do we do? And he goes, I heard you say go-karts earlier. And I'm like, all right, fuck yeah, let's go do the go-karts. And we went and did, and we still had some stuff on our
Yeah.
play card. And I did one of those things, and I didn't get the big bonus. I got the little bonus, and it gave me like 150 tickets. And we were like, all right, cool, whatever, fuck it.
Did you guys ever go to a place in Beach Grove called Great Times?
I've been to the one here.
Oh man,
That's what I mean. Yeah,
think-
that's
Or-
the one. That's like
Oh
the
yeah,
old one.
yeah, Beach Grove.
Yeah.
I always think that's
Yeah.
further away. Well,
Yeah.
I think there's
It's
one
like right
up. Isn't there one
like
up
right
here
off-
in
It's
96
like right
in
off of
Keystone too?
465. 96 in Keystone? No.
I thought there was one there too by the
No, they had a place called something pizza. It was like a pizza fucking arcade place.
well, there's
Yeah.
Woodland Bowl up
And,
there, but
like-
there was also there's like
Yeah.
a go-kart track up there too. With
That's
like
kinda
two levels. like
Great
indoor
Times
track.
is still there. I drove by there not too long ago and it's still fucking there. I'm like,
One of my
"Jeez."
favorite games at Chuck E. Cheese though was I think you reminded me of it. It might be the same game we're talking about. It's like a dome, and then there's a ring of lights, and you have to hit the button and stop it in between the two arcs.
That's the
Yeah.
Cyclone.
That's the
That's the
Cyclone, yeah.
Cyclone. That's what I'm
I
talking
would
about.
hit
Oh,
the
yeah.
jackpot on that
Yeah.
almost every time I played it.
Really?
Like you give me
Okay.
like
Oh, yeah.
4 shots at it, and I'm hitting jackpot every
I
time.
think a fun video would be for like 4 of us to go to like a Dave and Buster's and with $20 to see who can get the most tickets.
Yeah, me. I'm
Oh,
jackpot.
you
He said,
dead
"Me,
ass.
baby."
Oh,
Me.
that sounds like a challenge accepted.
Mhm.
I think I think it'd
It'd
be
be a
kind of
fun
fun if
video.
like
It
I think it'd be
would.
fun if we all spent $20 and then whoever had the most tickets got everybody else's tickets. Then
Kablooey,
then we're all putting
Amateur.
shit on the line.
Heck
Right.
and keeps.
walking out with a PlayStation
We
2.
playing for keeps.
No, I'm going in there and playing Star Wars Arcade and then laughing
No,
when you think I've got
no.
tickets
What it's
for you.
gonna be,
Come on.
what it's gonna be is it's gonna be there's a PS5 Pro that's gonna be like 1,000,000 fucking tickets.
Tickets, yeah.
Right.
I think my other favorite little game, arcade game, was the you had said air hockey, but the one I'm referring to is, do you remember where it was like it was actual hockey players on like a little
Yes.
stick, and it was also in a dome?
Yeah, like
Yeah, I
the
remember
the
those.
They had
tabletop
that yeah,
foosball, but it was
they
hockey, yeah.
specifically had that at Chuck E. Cheese
Yeah.
or Showtime or
Yeah.
Showbiz.
Showbiz. I remember one year Raven and I went to Arcade Expo, which you should come down here for next year. We should all go to Arcade Expo. It's like $30 for the whole weekend. You can play as many arcade games. They have redemption games too there. You just can't get tickets, but I think it'd be cool if they had a ticket booth set up
That
though
would be fun.
during the
Yeah.
weekend. That'd be kind of fun
Yeah.
just for that to play a little extra. But they had like one of my favorite ones as I got older. They had this at Tilt. You guys remember Tilt at fucking Circle Center Mall
Tilt?
or when
Yep.
it was GameWorks Studios
Yeah,
back in the
yeah,
day?
yeah. It was like Sega Arcade, even further
Yeah.
back.
Do you guys remember the game where it was a light gun game and you had to shoot the cup and the cup broke?
No.
None of you guys remember that? It was called Quick Draw, and you held the gun, and you had to pull it and shoot the gun as fast as you could. And I remember like my buddies
that
and
a
I when we would
screen?
go to the no, it's an actual cup. It's like a
Okay.
cup that breaks. It's light sensitive, so it was how it was based on like how fast you drew the gun and how fast you shot the cup, and it was all based on like it would score you based on quick draw, shooting the cup, and accuracy. And I remember like my friends and I, we would go to Circle Center Mall and we would just fucking spend money on that and like see who could like get the fastest times because they had leaderboards on the machine. Yeah, that
Oh,
shit
yeah.
was fun. They had that one year at Arcade Expo, but it didn't fucking work. I was like, no, because like I wanted to play the shit out of that. It's similar to like, the game where you have to punch the thing as hard as you can,
Yeah.
kind of like that, but with a gun. Like you shoot the cup and it breaks, and
Yeah.
the gun comes back, the cup comes back together because it's all held together. Yeah, that shit was a lot of fun.
The first time I ever did one of those like punch testers was
Yeah.
like right after I had my heart attack and I was just kind of like recovering and trying to just like be alive again.
Oh shit.
And
Nice.
Yeah.
we were at the Madame Tussauds Wax Museum and they have one right next to Evander. I don't remember who they had. It wasn't Mike Tyson though. Shit, maybe it was
Mayweather?
Mike Tyson. And yeah, it was Mayweather. Yeah, either way, I walked up to it. I'm like, all right, this is gonna make me feel like a man again. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna shoot the fade, and it was like 112, and I'm like, no,
Nobody
No!
look.
And then,
Turn
some
away!
some little fucking shit kid comes up and punches it and gets like 300 or some dumb
yeah,
shit. You're
it's
like,
like no, that's
great,
exactly
thanks
how
for-
I felt.
wow, I
like,
feel like such a
Rachel
man
had to
now.
remind me. She's like, you're not healthy. You're recovering. You weren't even supposed to do that.
That's
like,
sweet.
why?
That's sweet of her.
Nope.
You're
That's
not
sweet.
even
Oh yeah, no,
supposed to
she's
do
my
that.
better half for sure. Well, for always,
Yeah.
but she was just like, no,
That's sweet.
don't let it get to you. And I'm like,
No,
I hit
Josh,
that
you're-
thing like I was sleeping.
They have one at the movie theater over by us. They have that too. They have that punching thing, but I didn't know it had a soccer ball you
Cool.
could kick too.
Because I'm coming for it next time.
It has a soccer ball that you kick into a goal that's like on a bar, and you have to kick it
Yes,
as
I've
hard
seen
as you
those.
can.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing. I was like, "Ooh, I could try that sometime. That looks like a lot of fun."
I'll break my foot on
Um,
that real quick.
What else, man? Was like what
break
are
your
the
toes.
things I love to play at like Chuck E. Cheese and shit? I know we did go karts.
They
Yeah,
had
the
the
Star
ticket
Wars arc-
grab. Remember
The
the
Star
ticket
Wars
grab for a little
arcade
bit?
was a lot of fun.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
ticket grab. Yeah,
That was a little later
Coin
on,
pushers?
kind of.
point. Oh man, So whenever we go do laundry at the laundromat over here, they have a coin push. I'm like, I kind of love playing those. They're fun.
Did you guys ever
I
go
have the
putt?
best luck of walking up to one of those
Oh,
just as it's about to have a total meltdown and give you all the shit.
what did you say, Raven?
I said, did you guys ever go to putt putt?
Yes.
Oh yes, some putty
They
Oh,
had
putty.
putt,
they had,
yes.
miniature golf.
Putt
And they had
putt
the
golfing games, baby, over on
Absolutely.
Washington Street.
They had the go-karts
Nice.
and everything. Yeah,
Nice.
That
the
shit was a ton of
arcade,
fun.
and they had redemption games and everything
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
When-
Back when you had tokens and you didn't have like play
Mhm.
cards and everything.
Oh, I miss that
Yes.
aesthetic.
You had
Yeah.
to
I
keep them in your
remember
pockets.
as a
Yes.
kid going to Union Station downtown in Indy, and they had a food court on the first floor, and they had a fucking arcade all wrapped around on the second floor. And I used to play Mad Dog McCree. You guys remember that game? It was an old
Fuck yes.
3DO game.
Yeah, yeah.
So the
Immediately,
arcade
my
version
expression lets you know. Fuck yes.
wasn't
Oh,
that
that game
badass,
was
dude?
cool.
Hell
I've
yeah,
got
I
it
used
for
to
my
love light gun
3DS. I
games.
literally keep my 3DS alive so
But
I
they
can still play
also-
Mad Dog McCree.
But they also had a shooting gallery, an actual, like, you had a light gun, and shit would fucking move, and there would be like little fucking furry puppeted birds that would
Yes,
come
yes,
down and
yes.
fly. And you had to shoot, and they make sounds like they die, and they and they like go back up, and yeah. And I remember like that shit was a lot of fun. Actually, we have a Cabela's down here, or not a Cabela's, it's a
Okay.
Bass Pro Shop. And the
Okay.
Bass Pro Shop here is in what used to be an old mall food court.
It's huge.
We got to go there sometime when you guys come down here. And they had a walking like shooting gallery. So you pay, you got a gun, and it had like a sensor, and you'd walk through and you had to like see whoever got the highest score.
That was fun.
We played that and they don't have it
Yeah.
anymore. We just went there again.
No.
We're like, what the shooting gallery is going
Well,
on?
they didn't. We only got to play it once.
Played it
like,
one time, they
they
got rid
took
of it.
out afterwards.
They took it
yeah.
out after COVID. Fucking COVID.
Well, we went there after COVID, so that's.
Did we?
Oh
thought we
no,
went-
we didn't.
no.
No, it was before.
We went
You're
before
right.
one time before, and that's when we played the shooting gallery.
Yep.
And they got rid of the fucking thing. I was like,
You're right. They used to have an archery
bastards.
thing.
They had archery thing too.
Yep.
Well, guys, that's gonna do it for this episode. I know we could go on and on. There's gonna be part 2s of these, part 3s of these
Oh yeah.
as the show.
We didn't
goes
even
on.
really talk about action figures. Let me tell you.
We will.
That's
Don't
not
worry.
a conversation we want for this regular episode. That's like something that I'm going to put out as a niche video that like 4 people are going to watch, and they're going to give me standing ovations, and everyone else is going to be like, "What kind of content are you putting out here?"
What a fucking loser. No, I was playing.
But
Nerd. I'm just gonna show up going,
you know what?
nerd. That's it.
before this episode closes, I need to remind people to vote for this loser while voting's still going for the Face of Horror or Face of Fear. It is the Face of Horror. Face of Fear was WWE. The Face of Horror
Face effer.
/.org/2024/Josh.
They're gonna see this
Shaver.
part and they're gonna like, God, this guy fucking won.
Drop this motherfucker. No, exactly. No, seriously.
We need to
You gotta
figure
gotta
out.
come vote for me just for my stupid, silly shit alone. Because this
He is
young
photo now,
lady
it's
shot
so
up out
funny.
of like last place in the first place just because she had a topless picture or something.
Oh yeah.
So I said,
Ryan
guys,
was
if we-
wondering where your.
I was
picture
wondering
came
why. I was like, why is Josh like topless in this photo? I thought you were recreating like the movie Psycho. I was like, ooh, okay.
No,
he's
that's
in a-
why I sent it with the whole thing together because so you could
I
see
didn't
the other
see
girl that I was
part.
making
She
fun
only
of. Yeah,
showed
you
me
gotta
the
open
one
it.
part. I didn't. Okay.
So
Oh my god.
it's I had a bunch of people be like, hey, you have to take that same picture. And I'm like, no, I don't. And they said, no, really. Take that same picture. No balls. And I said, I tell you what, if you guys get me back up into first
Well,
place
when my balls are on the
before,
line,
right? If you guys get me back up into first place before the end of this next round, and I get to
everybody
start
did
the
it.
third round in first place, I
Yeah.
will totally recreate that picture. So last night I
Oh.
got bumped into first place. She took me back again, and then I got bumped back into first place. So I said, I got to do it. So I get off of work, and Rachel just like gets up on the bed so she can have the right angle, and I'm standing in the corner just pushing my man chest together, and she's like right there, and then I make the same face
That's
and
so
everything. She
good,
takes
dude.
this picture, and she's sitting there, and she spends like 20 minutes like color correcting it and everything on her phone, and she's like, "Here, this is the one." So like, I just want everyone to know that
That's
was something
love
that
right there,
Rachel
dog.
did. Yeah.
That's great.
That's love, bro. Anyway, yes, go vote for Josh because we need him to win so we can make this show better.
Yeah, because that's what I'm doing with the prize money is buying us all better equipment.
so we can buy more subscribers.
It says you're currently first. I just voted.
Hey,
15
Hey.
minutes left in this round.
I need to
Fuck
vote on
yeah.
my other Facebook accounts too to give you more votes. I have like because one for every page we have is now a profile, so I could probably like vote for you on those accounts too. I keep forgetting to do that. So
I got
maybe.
so excited just now. I started looking around the room for my phone so I could see, the countdown and that I still in first place. And I forgot I'm looking directly at it, talking to you
My
guys with the
God.
So are
camera.
you?
That's
Is
funny.
this round 2 now?
This is
We're
round
going
2.
into we're going into round 3, right?
Round 3. There's like 2
How
more
many rounds
regular
are there?
rounds, and
How
then
many
there's
rounds
a
are like
couple.
16?
Yeah, it goes all the way through the end of October. And there's like 2 more regular rounds, and then there's like a little break where it's like, hey, you didn't win shit. This is your bracket. And then there's 2 brackets of all of the people that didn't really win.
There's a losers bracket.
There's a losers bracket for like some
Whoa,
smaller
sweet.
prizes. And
They
then
really
there's
trying
this
to get
whole
money.
like, yeah, and then there's like this whole category, like to be picked to be like in movies and stuff. They're like, hey, we'll have you be a walk-on in this, and we'll have
You know
you
what I think they
be
should
in
do for
this
the
horror
final
movie.
round?
Huh.
They should make the final round really fun. Not make it about voting at all. They should make it like they fly you guys out to like an undisclosed location and like Kane Hodder in full fucking Jason Voorhees get up. Like you have to evade him. That's the whole last round.
I would
Like,
they
they have to put
casually
like
spar with Kane Hodder.
do you remember that show Fear on MTV where they had those
I
cameras?
Yes.
loved that show.
So that should be how they do it is like they have like cameras throughout, but then they have a camera on you and they put you in like maybe like at a lake or some shit with all kinds of shit. And like it's like basically like whoever is the last survivor with Jason wins. Like
That would be dope. I probably wouldn't win that. But I would probably win that.
how bad do you want to win this shit, Josh? Okay, how fucking bad?
The camera cuts to me just like hacking some dude to death in the corner, and I'm like, he was gonna beat me. So
Josh, are
that's
you
one of
number
those
1 right
guys.
now?
I am
Yes.
number 1.
Oh, you are okay.
Yeah, Bryce
As
said
of
he
the
got
time of
voted
this
number
recording,
1.
yeah.
Yep, and I just voted too.
Nice.
There's only
Is it
less than
currently
15
like
minutes.
you need? Do you have that? You can pin that post to your Facebook, right, Josh?
He has one, but
Do you
I
have
have
it
it pinned.
pinned? Okay. Let me make sure I think I already did vote, but let me.
I did not vote today yet. So,
No,
which
no,
I
no,
hate
no,
it when
no.
I hate it when I like it gets so
Forget.
late because then I won't be able to do it again for another 24 hours. So now
Yup.
I'm not going to be able to vote again
Okay,
until
I
That's
just
the
voted for you.
catch. Unless
I
you
just
pay a
got-
dollar.
hate that.
I just voted for you. There you go.
But a dollar is a donation.
But you can't do
For
just
children
$1.
who need-
It's a minimum of $10.
Yeah, it's a
Oh, it is a
minimum
minimum of $10.
All right, you should.
For the
You're in
children.
first.
Right.
Can I show the stream? The photo?
Yeah, absolutely. This is the content they're here for.
This is what you guys are here for.
Yeah.
Now I have to mark this video as not safe for kids. Though.
It's not
Oh
safe for
my
children. No, it's okay. There's no nipple there.
Oh,
like-
there's a nipple. You're good.
No, I need you to understand that Rachel meticulously sat here and tucked my nipple underneath my arm.
No,
so-
she did not, brother.
That is the
That's
kind
too
of love that my woman
funny.
has for me, my dude.
Let me see. I gotta find you again. Do I have you added on? Actually, here's what I'm gonna do. That one. I got this. Hold on. I wonder if I can vote on my other accounts too.
Well, don't do that on stream because that's technically unethical. It could possibly get me
Fine.
exposed.
That's true. We won't do that. Wait, who's doing that? Not me.
You, bro.
Oh, there's the photo. That's good, dude. I see it now.
Now you see it.
Yeah, the photo I showed him.
I don't think I
last
can. I
night
can't show that on
didn't
stream.
have-
But
didn't have
Listen,
her on
I'm
there.
not
And so
I'm not
we
into
were so
mudslinging. I'm not
confused.
into shit talking. I'm literally not even going to say an unkind thing
personally, I like your
about this
photo
young.
better.
Right, I'm not going to say an unkind thing about this young female that's in
we
second
don't know
place
who that
behind me, but I couldn't ignore the fact that literally she shot up to first place and then changed her profile picture to be topless. And I
It's
said,
kind of like one of those. Is
And
it
then you
blue or-
did too?
Is the
Fuck
dress
yeah, I did.
blue or is the dress blue or black? Really, who wore it
Exactly.
better?
"Who wore it best?" Well, I didn't
like-
wear it.
I like how
I
your
didn't-
friends. I like how your friend Kyle goes. She says, "I'm not afraid to show skin," and you said, "Neither am I."
Neither am I. Yeah,
Maybe she
$20
thought
to
it's
see it, $50 to not see
I
it.
hope now that it comes down to because she's going to be in the second round, the next round with
Yeah.
you, maybe. I
Oh,
hope
it's gonna
now
be
it
me and
boils
her
down-
neck and neck
I
until
hope
like
now
the,
it's.
the
Did
I
she
hope
bracket
know
now
that
it's
it
a
said
contest now, a photo
face of
contest.
horror and not horror face?
Wow. See,
What?
I said I wouldn't say
Wow.
anything bad about her, but Bryce is
Wow.
off the counter. See, he's not in the
Wow.
contest.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow, are you fucking?
Damn, Bryce. Bryce, are you? You are, aren't you? You. He's letting the alcohol speak through him right now.
See, this
He's
stuff
letting that
isn't part of
demon.
the actual podcast. This is
He's
like
letting that
the
demon Paps flow.
what you would
He's
get on
letting the demon
Patreon.
Paps flow through him right now.
Patreon.
This is Josh's OnlyFans profile picture.
This is
Fuck yeah. I hope it becomes a contest of photos between the two of you. Man, I'm
it
down.
really is. I'm literally going to one up this little girl every time.
Are we getting photos of what eventually will be a Josh Thunder Shaver tasteful nudes calendar? Because I
Listen,
will buy that.
Brian,
I
if you
will
weren't there
buy
that
that
time,
for
I don't know if
2025.
you were there or not, but UBW had the Shawn Michaels contest, and I went out there in chaps and not much else.
No, I'm not aware of that. Oh my God, is there video?
Yeah, there's got to be video somewhere. Craig or Tyler Ames has it, but
Oh, and that's too good. Man.
someone's got video
Yeah,
of me
it's,
wearing like my skivvies.
Damn, that's funny. I really hope this is a photo battle now. Like I want,
It's going to. I'm going to if
like she's gonna do it, and then you're gonna do the remake. And this is gonna be better.
I'm going to outdo it every time because
What's up,
if
Crypto? Crypto wants to know, is the Turtle Beach Stealth Pro worth it? That was random. Random
is it though?
questions.
But is it?
Yeah, it is.
I don't have.
Hell yeah.
one. I couldn't tell you.
I like it. I
Tell
enjoy it.
these Steel Series, whatever I've got are.
Boo! Steel Series is. I don't give a shit what headset you want.
When we podcast, I use the
They don't pay
PlayStation
me.
4 headset, the PlayStation 4 Golds.
I think Raven's gonna. I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up.
We are.
Because I think I know some of us has to get up early in the morning, but
We already wrapped it up. Now we're just doing the extra content.
this is the bonus content.
This is the bonus content.
The bonus content.
But we never actually said
When you buy
goodbye
the
for the actual
DVD.
recording.
No,
That's
we
right.
true.
We'll just edit it in. We'll
Mhm.
cut out the last 10 minutes.
We'll cut out the NSFW photo Josh just shared, or I just shared of Josh.
You've got to pay for that. And by that I mean voting
You
for
gotta
me.
pay
at
for that.
By that I mean voting for me
By
for
going to Face of Horror and
faceofhorror.org
Donating to the charity.
/2024/Josh-Shaver.
Raven's gonna go ahead. Raven's gonna go
Y'all.
ahead and take off. We're gonna, if you guys, you guys don't mind, we can do a little extended play. For a little
Absolutely.
bit. We can chill. Just us dudes.
Actually, no, my phone's dying.
That's fine. We can wait till it dies and
Yeah.
we'll just end it. How much battery you got left?
I am at 9%.
Oh, we're good. A little good.
So I can't stay too long, but yeah.
They're good. Yeah, we got 4 people still hanging out with us. There goes my lovely wife. Say bye, wife.
Bye, have a beautiful time.
We're gonna now it's us dudes. So now it's the He-Man Woman Haters Club.
Me. Let me get
Now we're gonna shut the door. Yeah, now we're taking the branding off because we don't want anybody to know this is the domain. Welcome back. Welcome
I'm
everybody
still
to the
wearing
domain.
I'm still wearing the
Welcome
shirt.
to welcome everybody to the domain after dark.
I've got the hat on.
No, it's actually really hot in
I
here.
can turn it backwards now.
We're now it's the domain after dark. Trying to think, man. What were some like I don't know. What were some toys you hated to play with? You thought that actually sucked, or were just bad?
Well,
Hippity Hops pissed me off.
one thing I
What
did
the
want to
fuck is
mention.
that? What is hippity hops?
Couldn't
It
tell
was
you.
basically like a giant balloon with a handle that you were supposed to sit on and like ride around.
Oh yeah, that sucked.
But I've
It's like a
literally
pogo stick on a balloon or
Yes.
something.
Yeah,
Or on
I've
a
that's the worst thing
kickball.
ever.
always
That looks
fucking been
so
this
stupid.
size.
Mhm.
That looks so
So
dumb.
I couldn't enjoy. My
What was the
parents
other
called
one?
me
I never-
Baby Huey. I've always been this size. I couldn't enjoy shit like that.
I never
What about-
enjoyed the what was it, the skip it or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the thing you put on your ankle.
Yeah, and then you jump over.
That was
I'm
basically
eh.
like a ankle bracelet that was preparing you for like hard
It was
life.
like a one leg jump rope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It sucked. I hated that.
Yeah,
I think
it
I
was
tripped on that
terrible.
as a kid. I think it was
Yeah.
terrible. Yeah. What was the one thing I couldn't stand? Yeah, I can't think.
One I really did like, which
Yeah.
is an old school toy, Silly Putty.
Yeah. And you could
copying
like
the
write stuff.
newspaper over,
Yep.
and then like
Copying the
you know, just
newspaper.
for some
The
reason
news-
that was so fun. Like
That was like some spy shit.
I feel like
right?
Bryce just I feel like Bryce was like, we used to take the newspaper and get a study and we
I'd
used to
copy the
copy
Archie
it."
Manning comics and slap it on some loose leaf paper
That's right.
backwards, mirror mud.
Oh my god, dog. Another favorite. Did you ever get what was his name? Do you remember like the little guy that was on a on like a placard that was he was fuzzy and he had a little fuzzy hair and you could take a magnet and like move his hair?
Oh yeah,
Wooly
yeah, with
Willy.
the pen.
What was it called?
Wooly Willy.
Woolly Willy. Yes.
Yeah, you had
I
like a
have one of
magnetic
those.
pen or whatever. You
Yeah.
could draw
Mhm.
hair on it and mustache and
Yeah.
whatever.
That Bo Burnham's fault that I remember that. I got a Wooly Willy with a very Wooly Willy
That
stuck
was
in
back-
my head.
That was back when they had so many games you could play as a kid. Like they had pinball on a card and you would flip a little thing and
Yeah, shit that you would pick
Remember
up at like
that?
the dollar store.
Remember
yeah.
the little
Little
ball
dollar store toys?
maze, the little bearing
Mhm,
ball
you move
maze.
around.
It was fucking.
yeah.
It was pretty much like what Super Monkey Ball is. You mean,
Yeah.
like,
That's a great comparison.
it's
Yeah,
the
I
same
had
thing.
so many. I
Just
remember
put a
like when
monkey
I
in it.
would get I don't know if you guys got Easter baskets as a kid, but I did.
Yeah,
I remember like I remember for Easter I got the stupid little like rabbit fucking like um the little cardboard plastic fucking pinball. Like it was big and like you had little like they weren't like your traditional flippers, but they were like little
Mhm.
springs. And it didn't have flippers. It was on a spring. You flip the ball up. And it would just drop.
Yes.
You see how many points you get and shit. It was all manual.
Yeah.
Worst
Remember
candy
those?
ever, which is specifically an Easter candy. Peeps. Peeps are terrible.
Yeah, people's pretty bad.
I cannot
Peeps
stand
and
them.
candy corn.
I used to love Smarties.
I loved candy corn
Love
back when I was a
Smarties.
kid. I tried it as an adult, and I'm like, yeah, it's whack. So, but back
He
when I
said,
was a
"Yeah,
kid,
it's whack."
I loved
It's
candy
whack.
corn when I was a kid,
I hated candy corn. I've
but
never,
I've always hated
never
Peeps.
liked that. I think that'd be a good episode. Is like because guys, Halloween's coming up. My favorite month of the year.
You have no idea the content I've been waiting to
Yeah,
unleash.
yeah.
Favorite
Josh has
candy
got some
bars?
stuff coming out.
It's going to
Ooh.
be Payday or the white chocolate fucking cookies and
Hazel's.
cream Hershey's or whatever the fuck.
I think my favorite current candy is you don't really see them a whole lot often, but if you go to like Five Below, like we did a video on our YouTube short of me at the recent Five Below with
If
all the
you
food,
say fucking
all the
macaroni and
food-
cheese, I'm gonna
with
reach
all
a
the
phone and
food
punch you.
candy, with all the food candy. I really dig like I love Jelly Bellies, jelly beans.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love the
couldn't stand
popcorn.
them.
The popcorn
Simple.
flavored jelly beans are really
What?
good and it's super weird.
So
Like how that aesthetic portrays in your mouth when you eat the texture and stuff. It's like, wow, it really does like taste like popcorn. It's
now
super
that
I
weird.
we're
hated that so
talking
much.
about candy and we started talking about board games and all that, like,
Sure.
did any of you ever play the jelly bean game where you had like
Be-
guess what it tastes like?
Like Bean Boozled? No.
Bean
I've seen it.
Boozled.
Yeah, like
I've
where
had a
you eat
couple
one and it's
people-
like it tastes like socks or it might taste like cherry
Yeah.
lime.
Yes.
That'd be a
you know,
fun.
like,
That'd be a fun video we could do if we're.
oh, it made me
No,
hate
never
jelly beans
again.
even more than I hated them
He said
already.
never again.
No, it's
'Cause
terrible.
I used to love jelly
Like
beans.
Is it
rotten
bad?
egg
Is it
jelly
that
bean.
bad?
And then that
There's a
shit
few
came
of
out
them that
and
are that bad.
yes,
Might
because
try
people
them then.
would
Maybe
keep
I'll do a video.
buying it for me. It's like an act of love. They'd be like, "Hey, I love you. Here's some jelly beans."
Would you
I'm
like to
talking
see
like
me
my
do a
mom.
video? I've never done it before.
Oh, and they'd prank you. Yeah,
Maybe I'll
they'd
do
prank
it.
you. They'd
Maybe
be
I'll
like,
do it.
Yeah.
"Oh, you want some jelly beans? It's really good." And then you
That's
eat
a
it,
really
and it's
good
like
one.
People that I
There's
loved and
rotten eggs
trusted
and
bought me
gym
these
socks.
fucking things.
Now you can't. Anytime somebody hands you a Jelly Belly, you're like, yeah, right. Not
No,
today.
I don't do them anymore.
Fuck that.
Yeah,
you got
no.
you got traumatized and like gaslit every time you ate a Jelly Belly. Yeah.
They probably
Yeah.
made that game to try to increase sales, but it probably actually hurt them.
Yeah.
probably actually made people
Like
angry.
initially, it probably had a boost, but after that, they're like, "Yeah, what am I doing?"
There's a game that I want to get. We're we're just kind of the episode's
Bullshitting
technically over,
now.
but we're
Yeah.
bullshit. This is the after show shit, which we don't
It's
really
the
ever
after
record,
party.
but we're gonna throw it in with the episode too.
We're hot dogging.
I want to. So Raven and I are gonna do a video series. This is some insider information that you don't. I don't think anybody here knows this yet. We're gonna play a whole bunch of kid like board games. and we're gonna do a video on each one. Like the
Yeah.
the one I'm the most excited about is Pie Face. I've been wanting to play that, and I've never played that yet. That's the one where
Oh
you get
yes, yes, that one
roll
looks
a die
fun.
and you got to turn the thing so many times and see if it hits you in the face. There's another one about like kangaroo doo doo or some shit like that, where you like there's a kangaroo sitting on a toilet and you have to roll it and see if it takes a shit or not, and it like actually comes out the back. It's like Play-Doh. Um,
Oh,
there's a
there was
there's
something
something with
like
a
that. What was
goat
that?
too. There's something
There's
with a
like a
goat.
old that was an Easter thing, I think. It was like you had like this bunny rabbit. It was like a squeeze it. It's like a Pez dispenser kind of, but it like shits out
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
chocolate candies or
yeah,
something, you know?
Uh,
yeah. I remember that one.
so I
Yeah.
was just checking all the messages that I've had on my phone since we've been recording, and I have my phone on Do Not Disturb. Um, so that thing that I asked you guys to do for the 4 people, I decided that I would ask a couple other people that I knew that were kind of, like
Oh, you're
YouTube,
gonna call
like
that thing that you're gonna. Okay, yeah.
yeah, like our
I'm gonna
same
spoil it.
level of notoriety, so I'm not like overreaching and asking like, Ming Chen to be on it or anything. But someone I didn't expect to hit me back, and he goes, "Yeah, dude, that sounds funny as fuck. Hit me up later." And I'm like,
Ooh, yep. Tell me when we get off of here. Yeah,
uh,
yeah. That's
yeah.
yeah. Josh has some. For those that don't know, so like we'll let you in on our kind of our creative process. We really just kind of spitball shit, and some of it's very spontaneous. Well, a lot of it's very
Well,
spontaneous. Here.
last year I adhered to a very strict set of like categories that were made by somebody else, and I feel like some of those, one of those videos only had like 5 views.
What are you
So
referring to, by the way, for those that don't know?
the 31 for 31
Yeah.
Okay.
last year. So like we had videos
31
that had
frights for
hundreds of
31
views.
nights. Yep.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
talking hundreds of views on some videos, and then specifically, and it is probably one of my favorite movies of the whole list was Vincent Price's, basically, yeah, The Last Man on Earth is what it's called, and it's what I
Okay.
Am Legend, is a remake of.
Yeah.
And we shot it in black and white, and the
Oh
category was
yeah.
pandemic,
Yeah, I remember
and
that
I was
video.
wearing my mask, and
Yeah.
literally 5 people watched that video.
I think my favorite one was the one where you like were talking to yourself in a game or some shit. Do you know what I'm
Oh,
talking
where I
about?
found the foreboding message on the TV, and I started talking, and I stopped, and I'm like, "Oh shit, that was me, wasn't it?"
Yeah, that was yeah. Or the one where you're like an action figure. I wish you
Yes,
could do like stop motion because that would be really cool if you could figure out
that
how to
would have
do
been
like stop,
cool.
if you could get
Yeah,
if you could be good at like stop motion to be like I action figure Josh. I
I am
like
the action figure.
like seriously, if you guys don't know, if you want a little just taste of what's to come, go back and watch just like don't follow the list, but like go back and watch it just for fun. Watch the
No,
videos.
fuck it.
It's
Watch
really
all
good.
31 of them.
Well, but like a lot of them are like they're all great. Like Josh does a really good job. He's like me in the sense of like, we want to play like the world is our playground. We don't give a fuck who's in it. It's just us, right? It's kind of how we see it anyway. That's how I see the world anyway. I'm like, oh, these are just NPCs in my story. This is my Grand Theft Auto. Except I don't do everything I want to do. I don't just start doing dumb shit. But like that is what's fun about. Are you bringing back the Christmas too? The
I'm probably going to do Christmas this year. It's just a harder list to do. There's probably going to be some repeats, but I know
um
that if I do it, I'm going to shoot it somewhere that's not in front of my brother's fireplace. Like I'll
what
at
was that
least get a
what was
different
that
setting.
series called? What was that series called?
12 Days of Deathmas.
12 Days of Deafness. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no,
That was,
like
yeah.
there was a whole joke in last year's 31 for 31 that I don't think anyone got at all, where the movie was Final Girls. And like they they
The
they
theme. Yeah.
they play the song Betty Davis Eyes like several many times, but the actual theme song for the movie was Cruel Summer by Bananarama. So in the
Okay.
video, I got stuck in a movie, but it was the wrong movie, and it was Karate Kid because its theme song was also Cruel Summer by Bananarama, and that's
Oh,
Oh,
and
we lost him there.
that's all he's got. And that's his
I
time.
think that's Josh. I think he's
Guess,
done.
yeah, it like flipped orientation and then
Thank you, Josh, for being here. We'll play a F in the chat. We'll play a
rest and
little
recharge.
but yeah, man, I mean, I really love horror movie anthologies, Bryce. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like movies are like a movie that has like mini movies in it. Kind of
Okay.
like
Like
Tales from the
Creep
Crypt,
Show or something.
like Creep Show. That's a good
Yeah, yeah,
example.
yeah.
There's
Tales from the Crypt
one that,
or Tales from the Hood.
yeah, there is one that has, um, it's got Joe Bob Briggs in it. I don't know if you know who that is, but he's like
No.
he does a thing called The Last Drive-In, and he's in a movie. We had the actor on it. I'll have to figure out what movie it is, what it's called. But if Josh was in here, he would probably know like right away.
Right.
But if you're looking for a really good horror movie anthology, let me see. There he is. It's called. Wait a minute. It's called Scare Package. They made a sequel. Ooh, I know what I'm watching this October. So the movie's called Scare Package, and it's about a guy named Chad who is the owner of Rad Chad's Horror Emporium, which is essentially like a video store.
Right.
And so each of the movies, like on the here's there's the poster for it, and each of the movies on the shelves like is like a movie in the movie. That's
Right.
its own little film. We had Jeremy on. He was the main lead role in that movie, and he was really fun to talk to. I didn't know there's a sequel. I'm gonna go watch that.
Nice.
But yeah, dude, like great conversation today, man. I love talking about like shit from childhood and toys and
Yeah, for sure.
I know we didn't do a whole lot of like action figure talk, but we will. You know, that's what we do here.
Right.
We're always talking. But guys, before we go, because we're really gonna go, catch Bryce on Twitch. This dude, I feel like a lot of times you put yourself in situations just so you can rage.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not scripted though. His shit isn't. You don't script his shit.
No.
I am a fan of rage videos. I always have been. Like, do you remember Bryce the kid that would rage? It was a lot of it was fake and staged, but do you remember like the brothers that would rage on YouTube? He like deleted his fucking World of Warcraft account, and the kid went upstairs and beat his fucking brother's ass over it and screamed
Oh,
at him.
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
from Indiana. They're from
Are they?
Indiana.
Yeah, I remember that. No, they were huge. That was like
He
some
was
of the
like, he
earlier
was like,
viral.
oh, wow, like, and he like just screamed, bro.
Yeah, and then he was like,
And then like they did all
like,
these like his brother would always try to make him get him pissed off, and
right.
I was like,
Oh,
fuck yeah, dude, I love that shit. Like, there's also like I love watching like rage like compilations of like people like getting their like BattleNet accounts deleted by Blizzard.
yeah.
They have like level
Yeah.
140 some fucking World of Warcraft, and they're like the one dude took his keyboard and he broke it so much that all the keys flew off. Like, there's just something funny about watching people
Oh,
get mad.
yeah,
You know?
that's
That shit
I'm on the
cracks me.
same page. That's why I kind of
You want to
like
put some
and
comedic element.
I mean, I've always been like that. Like I've always just been,
Yeah.
You get to a point where you get so frustrated, you're just like ready to throw whatever's in your hand. You know what I mean? And so,
I used to,
and I saw that
yeah,
was, that's a big thing people like to watch. So I'm like,
yeah.
let's put in a
Hell
punching
yeah.
bag and put in,
That's the
fucking
fucking whole
boxing
that
ring.
dude. That is a damn great idea. Like when you sent those over to me, I was like, okay, that's what's up. Like you're just like, all right, ding, 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 stupid fucking like.
And I saw it all. It just like it took
Good.
me
That's
weeks
good
to
shit.
unfold, but I
That's
was
good
like,
shit.
my neighbor had like she's like a big googly eye collect. I don't know, she just like loves putting Google eyes
Yeah,
on everything. So
people
I
put
called her
googly
up. I
eyes
was
on
like,
shit.
I need some googly eye. Like, give me some Google
Hell
eyes for
yeah.
my boxing bag.
She was like, I got you.
Yeah.
His name is what, Frankie?
Yeah.
You got him right there?
Yeah. He's on the ground
Yeah.
right now. I
Show
detached him
Frank
from the desk.
show everybody Frankie the
Oh,
yeah,
put the
dude.
glasses on his
The
eyes.
glasses.
His googly eyes. All right.
You should like dress like you should try to find a way to like dress up Frankie like as the seasons go by. So like when it
Oh
becomes
yeah.
winter, you should put one of those like mountaineer like hats on, the ones that have like the Canadian ones that come
Yeah.
down, like I have one of those.
Dude, I have so many different hats. Yeah, like
Dress him like according. He's your
like
Wilson basically. You just beat
like
the fuck out of him.
yeah, like I had this hat on today. It just says facts.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I
saw
I
that a
just
little
kept
bit.
calling him Fact Check Frankie today. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, Fact Check Frankie, like and so that'll be something that evolves over
It's
time.
just funny when the boxing bell rings, like oh shit, he's pissed. Here we go.
Yeah, dude, I've got it on the stream deck
Yeah.
here, man.
I
I've just got like the scenes queued up and like
as someone who watches a lot of streamers and watches like and consumes a ton of like streaming content and also watches like YouTube. I think for me, YouTube is like my TV now. I don't know about you, but I watch a fuck ton of YouTube.
oh yeah.
I probably watch YouTube more than I watch just like shows on TV.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think that's how it is for me now. Like my
Well,
consoles are now my cable box.
a lot of
You know
time
what I'm saying?
I often use it for music too. Because it
Yeah.
has a video with it. It has
Yeah.
extra,
Yep.
whatever. Like if I'm
And
just
you
on
can- you
Apple
can-
Music, I'm just
You can
listening
tie
to it.
Spotify to it and just put your headphones on and
Yeah. And
Like
you get
like
live
COD or Halo.
performances and rare performances.
Mhm.
Whereas like Apple Music, you just got studio music and maybe
Yeah.
you can watch the lyrics scroll by,
But yeah, I consume a lot of content like that, and so as being as I'm a person that is always looking for the fun, like unique stuff,
Mhm.
you doing that, I can honestly say in my over a decade of watching and consuming streaming content, I have never seen anybody like put themselves in like a boxing ring background and have a fucking punching bag,
Yeah.
and that's how they get their
Yeah.
like rage out.
And I
Like
was
usually,
just
you
trying to come up
just.
with something original. And
But there's people that I
ironically,
watch. Yeah. Go ahead.
originally I bought one of these punching bag, like these desktop punching bags for
Yeah.
my teenage son
Yeah.
because he would rage out so much when he would play games. So I was like, oh, this
Oh,
would be
God.
fun for him, And that was like 3 years ago. And when I bought it, I was like, man, this would be a really good idea for a stream. And it took me years to finally be like,
To
I need
finally
to order one
utilize-
of these on Amazon and
Yeah.
create a scene, on OBS. And well, I didn't have a computer to be able to do that for a while either. I just got this computer last year
Yeah.
and finally can start doing things like
I mean,
that.
for me, I've always been like, I will say, granted all the things that's came out about him recently. I have to give Dr. Disrespect a bit of credit here that granted all the things we know he's done and stuff. But when it comes to his creativity,
Yeah, he elevated the game.
That is the thing I did. That's what really, I think for me, it wasn't so much that he played a character as it was him being like, oh, I'm in the arena, and just like putting himself in a car or saying this is the VI. Like he actually created a whole world that you could see and he visualized it. And so for me, it's when I see content creators do that, and that's not, please don't get me wrong, that's not me saying I support the guy. I do not, me personally not. But I will say, creativity wise, that's amazing.
And I was a big inspiration
cool.
for
he
what
rose
I'm doing.
he rose the bar on that.
Oh yeah.
You can't deny it.
When I found him, I was like, this guy's got like one of the best streams out, and he's older than me. So I was like, okay, like it inspired me.
If he can do it, I can do it.
I'm not too old to be in the game. You know what I mean? If this guy's
for
doing
sure.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm not. 6'8",
I'm sure he inspired. I'm sure he inspired a lot of people to do what they do.
Yeah, and you can say a lot of that. As time's gone on, there's been people that have been inspirations and ended up being,
But I will say, like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone like. I guess now the modern version of where the progression of streaming goes is, you got VTubers now who,
yeah,
they don't even they're not
they
even
look like an anime
they're not
character.
even they're anime characters and it's just all digital.
They got a voice effect and it could be anybody that day.
You never see who it is.
It could be AI for all you really know.
I mean that's kind of where we're at. But I think for me, I'm more like what you do. It's more tangible and like you're not using like visual effects, like you're not using a lot of CGI. Because like I'm one of those people who like when the three Star Wars movies came out, the prequels, and they like and Lucas CGI'd the shit out of it. I was like,
yeah. There's some scenes I saw. I
So
was like, "Ooh."
so when you do something like you do something as practical as like a little handheld punching bag,
Yeah.
it's great. I love
Well,
that shit 'cause
and that in that
it's
scene,
unique. It's fun.
I downloaded the scene for free. I downloaded the sound effects for free. You know what I mean?
Mm,
And just
yeah.
I was like,
That's
let
fun
me. I
shit
was
though.
like,
It doesn't
Google
take too
where to.
much effort.
Yeah, and I
And
was like, give
but
me a
it's
boxing
funny.
ring background. Give me a ding ding ding.
Yeah, because now you fucking bastard. Anytime I hear a boxing, I think of you fucking punching a bag. But that's good though. That means it worked.
Yeah,
I love
no,
that shit. That's funny as
yeah,
fuck. Now I look even more forward to you sending me. I'm like, hell yeah, what's he fucking gonna punch Frankie for now? Let's go.
So
Get
I've
him.
got this idea in my head for
Mhm.
when the next Zelda comes out because it's going to be like a super chill game. I'm like,
Okay.
yeah, super chill Zelda, not gonna rage out, and then
Yeah, right.
something's gonna piss me off, and it's gonna be like, oh, I'm just playing this cute little fun game, and then bing, bing, bing. There's gonna be something
Hell
in the
yeah.
game I'm gonna because I've got it on pre-order, so I'll have it next
I
week,
feel
and I
like
plan on
Frankie is gonna be
streaming that.
like our mascot now. Like we have a character.
Yeah, and
We
so and
have a
I
we
got that
have a thing.
idea. See, I'm pulling from these
That'll be
streamers. So
fun.
I pull these like scene ideas from Doc, and I pulled Frankie kind of from Tim the Tatman because he always has Kevin that
I liked him the Tatman, yeah.
he always has that stuffed animal penguin next to him,
Yeah, yeah,
Kevin.
Kevin.
And
Yeah,
sometimes
Kevin.
people tip him to punch Kevin or
Oh
just send him.
yeah.
And so I kind of got that idea. I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
like people want to see you hit shit. And it just kind of all blended
Yeah,
together. I
and
was
then like
like,
if we do like when we start doing conventions, you could bring like Frankie and have him,
hey, I haven't
like
thought about that yet.
maybe
That's
people
pretty funny.
if you want to pay $1 or maybe if you pay $3, you can get a
Give him
photo with
give him a
Frankie
whack.
or give him a punch, and
Yeah, knock the hat
then
off
maybe
him.
sometimes you could like put bruises on him or some shit to show he's been fucked up. Or
Yeah.
I'm
And
not
see
saying
what
you got to voice him, but like
well,
it just
and
brings more life to
when
the
I
show.
ordered it, the picture was a solid color. You know what I mean? But when
Oh,
I got
okay.
it, it was like red, white, and blue. And I'm like, oh,
Multicolored.
I was like,
Yeah.
come on, I don't want that. Like I wanted solid color,
No,
but
I
whatever.
dig it. I dig it
It's
like that. I think it
Amazon.
gives him more character.
Yeah.
Gives it more character.
But it's fun
Uh,
for sure.
See, I want to. That's the kind of shit I want to try to do. Like when I get my setup more properly configured.
Yeah. So I signed up
Be
for
fun.
Streamlabs Ultra, so I've got like access to all these different scenes that are already
The
made,
overlays
lay
and shit.
overlays and shit.
Yeah.
And so I
Okay.
just found like a cool Elden Ring one. That's where I'm getting that like skull
Yeah, I
transition
like that.
and
That's
stuff.
cool as hell.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
have access to Streamlabs music too. So now whenever I'm playing music, I know it's copyright free, and I can search different genres. Because like before, I was just playing the music I made, which I have like 5 or 6 songs on YouTube, and only 2 of them are really worth listening to.
Okay.
And so I'd had one as an
Yeah.
intro and one as kind of like a in between thing. But now I have
Okay.
access to all this other stuff, and the multi-streaming too, which I haven't
Mhm.
dived into yet or dove into yet. So I can multi-stream on OBS now. So next time I stream, like I should get the YouTube thing from you and see how that
Yeah.
works. You know what I mean? Because I'm
Yeah, I
interested to
can
see
give you
how it
the
works,
yeah, I can give you the
and
stream
maybe
key
we can
and
get more people.
yeah, because thing is, if all I gotta do is give you a stream key, you don't have to log
Mhm.
in, and then you can just like do your thumbnail on YouTube and
Yeah.
like maybe like a funny thing of like hey, Frankie and I are hanging out today. You take a photo of like you with your arm around him, and you should get a boxing glove too. It'd be kind of fun
Or just
at
like
some point.
put his head in like a suit jacket or something, just like like poking out. Like
What's Frankie gonna play today?
he's applying for a job. He just got fired.
You should do like I think a fun thing would be on your overlay, keep like a counter of how many
How many
times you hit
times you
Frankie.
punch?
I don't know. So just
Yeah.
funny shit like that.
Yeah, just every time I hit, because on my stream deck, I just have like the scene button to change to the
Yeah.
scene. So I could just
Mhm.
add like every time some kind of thing, like every time I switch that scene, +1,
Gotcha.
over here or
Yeah,
whatever.
+1. Yeah. Well, everybody, we're gonna for real go. We've been live now for over 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours. It doesn't feel like it's that long. It never feels that long when we're just, shooting shit.
Right.
But we do appreciate we still have 4 people. So thank you for those of you that came in here. Straw Hat, thanks for hanging out. Crypto. We had Kanye Far East. That's a funny name. We, thank you guys for your questions and your time, your interactions. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to us here on the domain GPC, which stands for Gaming, Pop Culture, and Entertainment. Those are all the things we cover. We've been really getting into food, which is fun because, I was kind of like, I don't know if we do food, but if it's pop culture relatable, then it just makes sense. So
Everybody loves food.
everybody loves food. So, and things like Mountain Dew and Oreos and Coca-Colas are all iconic pop culture things. So why not, right?
Mhm.
So, but if you guys ever have any suggestions, what do you want to see us do? Leave them in the comments. You can leave them here on this video. Also, please follow us over on, Spotify, Good Pods, where you can leave comments and rate each episode. And no matter where you're at, you can listen. You can listen to us. We're on pretty much every major podcast platform, and for our video episodes we do like this, can go live on YouTube as well. So, anyway, we'll see you guys